Hi there, I'm Mike Schopp from Grand Island, New York, where it is too wet and windy for me to be out and give you any, sadly, yacht rock vibes tonight. Maybe next week. Tonight should be fun. We each took our turns predicting who will be the biggest movers between now and contest closing time, week 1. We'll go through that. Jacob has a new show with Ben, which is exciting, as long as you don't watch it when we're on, which is probably not even possible because Jacob is on this show too. It's true, my wife has never tried Mountain Dew. Take it up with her. I'm Mike Schopp with Pat, Davis, and Jacob, our heroes. We welcome Davis back from vacation. Here we go. ADP Chasing, July 21st, 2026.
ADP chasing is for when you watch ship chasing, you go, these guys are just football guys.
I have my 4% exposure blanket.
Stay poor.
Actually back in if it's Ashane.
Stare into our crystal ball. Close your eyes, all your entries are going to lose anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're not going to tell me how this went. I was here.
It's anti-cabal. It's anti the best ball thought leaders. I'm obviously lying to some degree because I have a lot of both of these guys.
It's the most disgusting pick you can make. But man.
Davis back from Quebec, right? Has the show ever been more Canadian?
But you weren't actually in Quebec, right? You just wore a Quebec hat.
No, I was not actually in Quebec.
Oh.
I have a question though.
Wait, where were you?
I was at Yellowstone and Teton National Park and stuff.
Was that
So
you
excited.
with the bison?
I was there that day. I was probably
What?
about
Really?
8 miles from where that happened.
Oh my God.
And not only was I about 8 miles from where that happened, I saw bison very, very close that day. Within a close radius. They were sleeping and not doing anything, a very different situation, but made me reflect on that situation and been like, all right, man, we're really gonna give the bison their space tomorrow.
When you see the bison rolling in the dirt like that, you get moving.
So the bison we were with were not doing that. They were not even eating. They were sleeping, but it still makes you reevaluate. I have a question though for Schopp and for Pat specifically. Okay. How many times have you two gentlemen seen me wear this hat? How many times have you guys seen me wear this?
Don't even dare answer.
Well, this is it's
now
it's
I understand why I was excluded.
I mean,
I don't think I've ever seen you wear it.
Okay, all right. You guys are so full of shit.
Okay, because this whole thing.
I watch every day now. Suddenly I'm supposed to know. Turn it around. Okay. I thought you were in Canada.
I mean,
Well,
I've
I've never seen someone less grateful to receive a compliment in their lives. Davis posts a picture of him wearing that hat facing forward. And I'm trying to be a good friend. And I'm like, hey man, awesome hat. I love it. You look great. And he's like, man, screw you. I wear that hat on stream with you all the time.
First off,
you don't even see it. You're a terrible person. You're not observant. I can't even believe that we podcast together. Our relationship is on the edge of death. And I'm like, what's all this about?
I'm
sorry that you wear your hat backwards all the time, and I don't know what's behind it.
If Crane had the ship chasing hat on, or if Schopp had his Toronto Blue Jays visor on,
okay, but Schopp doesn't wear his visor backwards.
I just tried. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
work.
and Pat sometimes wears his hats forward. Actually, a lot of the times wears his hat forward. You wear your hat backwards all the time, and I don't begrudge that. It's a classic look. It's been working for you.
Well, frankly,
don't expect me to know what's on the other side of your hats.
So I have to wear it backwards because my camera is slightly above. So when I wear it like this, I get a shadow over my face. So I have to wear it backwards.
Look, I'm not criticizing you wearing your hats backwards.
Jacob, it was just very funny because this is quite literally my top worn hat. I probably have about 100 hats.
No one ever seen the front, man.
No one ever saw the front.
If you were like, do I often wear a slightly off-white snapback? I would have been like, yes,
absolutely,
you surely do.
Yeah.
But if you were to be like, what is on the other side of the hat that I wear backwards every day, I wouldn't have had a clue.
Schopp is going to match me, and I don't know what's
as
on the
far as
front
I'm
of that
concerned,
hat,
you and
to be
Schopp
fair.
have the same hat right now.
I'm just trying to fit in.
Also, Nate McKay, really, why are we all wearing hats inside?
Well, what's your guys' excuse? Because I have long hair, so I wear it to keep the hair out of my face. What is your guys' excuse?
My hair has
I have
gotten
the same excuse as you.
Yeah. It's gotten a little unmanageable. It's not long, but it's a little
Look at
like
this little contest.
Look at the mains.
Look at this. This is not so
Flow,
good.
The mains.
You get the hat on.
Lettuce.
It's not gonna work.
Anyway,
Sometimes I let the hair go. It's mostly I just don't want to do my hair, and like unless I have
Yeah.
it really short, like for it to look decent, I need to like put in some sea salt spray, a little putty, and like I don't want to do that. So
there is a
Valid.
process. Well, send in your suggestions for what we should wear on our heads next week.
the one hat I used to always be hatless on the 7 a.m. version of ADP chasing and thinking about DFS because I had to go directly from recording to the
Straight
law
to work.
office.
Yep.
So I'd always have like the just showered wet hair, but it's a different era.
People are saying thinking about DFS is going to be like a 2-hour, 2.5-hour show now that you don't have to immediately leave and go to work.
Well, I mean, like, if my recent stream with Pat is any indication, like, time's been thrown out the window.
As of right now,
Many are saying that's the most unnecessary 3-hour and 5-minute stream.
Many,
in the history
including the
of
people on it.
podcasting.
It was one of those things where I was like, this is because we did the hour, then we jumped in the draft. They got us in the draft. We're going. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a longer stream, but the draft will wrap up and it won't be like crazy long. And we finished the draft, and then we were talking. I was like, look at the time. I'm like, but Jacob's doing most of the talking right now. So I'm like, we're more worried about your time.
You can just hold on and go for the record.
Yes.
Oh, I clearly wasn't in a rush to get out of there, but it was
Yeah,
just
you
like
didn't seem like it.
one of those things
So
where
like,
it was like, we were just chatting and it was like, I guess let's keep going.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't really have anywhere to be right now, so
Yeah.
if you want to keep going, I'm fine.
Some have
Yeah, I
called
was having a
it.
good time. We were
Yeah, it was great.
reliving
It was
some
great.
random guys in the past. Yeah.
Some have called
you
it
would've
fantasy
enjoyed it.
football's version of The Godfather Part 3. But I'm not sure if that's derogatory,
Which one of us is Sophia
complimentary, or what exactly.
I think it is derogatory, but you know what?
That's up to me.
Godfather Part
Proud to
3
be part
is
of such a
definitely-
distinguished franchise.
I'll decide. All right. Well, let's get it out of the way. A couple of new team pictures as we wait out the rest of this respite part of the off season until camp start.
look, man, Schopp, I know you hate this. I know this is your least favorite thing we do. You couldn't find a more bullish preseason picture to analyze than this one right here with
Yeah.
Bishel Tootin literally as Trevor Lawrence's right-hand man and Travis Hunter looking like, I mean, what, dude, is he taking gray market Chinese peptides?
He looks
what?
like King T'Challa.
He looks
Travis
like a
Hunter looks
cartoon.
like a horror movie villain. Like he looks
Straight
like
up.
you're going to be murdered. Like he is impossibly jacked. Like he is jacked to the level that. But we will throw around like he's scary jacked. Like he's scary.
What do you
Like,
what do you
jacked.
think
Like,
his
this
body?
is
Do you think he's
frightening.
like 4% body fat?
Under.
Like my god, dude.
I think I'm going under.
Okay, 4% is like insanely low.
I don't know what. I have no idea what these numbers mean, but like whatever you say, I'm just gonna say under because
4%. 4% is like bodybuilders.
Hunter
Does his body have a 4% exposure blanket?
I just this,
Hunter looks
so-
like the Always
should
Sunny
hope
thing
so.
where you draw your abs on, but it actually worked. Like he just somehow it became real.
if I want
the
to
lines are
apply
nuts.
if I would be, I think we actually can apply some semi-serious analysis to this, which is what do the haters always say? No one can play both ways. It's too hard. It's too hard physically to play.
Anyone can.
If anyone can, it's going to be a guy who looks like that, right? If anyone can do 40 snaps on defense, 25 snaps on offense, it's that guy right there. MD, if that is 12% body fat, 12% body fat, bro, I need you to grow up. That's
Emerald had this
like,
comment on the last stream I was on, and it's just such a great way of putting. He was like, I was in a draft and Isaac Tesla went over Travis Hunter, and it's just like how there's no easier way to just put like how much we've jumped the shark compared to where we were on these players entering the league, like, and not a ton of evidence of actual football play to swing us the other way.
Sure would be a shame if Travis Hunter only got 25 targets this year. I wonder if that
Tesla-
describes Isaac Tesla.
Tesla's done some stuff. Tesla's done some
No,
stuff.
not
Well,
enough to
let's
jump
not.
Travis Hunter, man.
Not in it. Well, hey, It's a matter of opinion.
Has he done
Now,
some stuff? Have he done some stuff to get abs like Travis Hunter, Davis?
Well,
what do
people-
Tesla's abs
hey.
look like? People are literally asking.
Hey, people literally forget Isaac Tesla, one of the freakiest athletes at the true freak RAS level stuff, like insane. People forget.
Yeah.
AABS is how he spells it. Davis, I love the picture segments. This is why I'm here. This was the allure. You guys just trying to figure out if
Took
this
a
means
minute on
anything.
AABS. I was
In
like, what
fact,
does that
the way
mean?
that you got it is
It took
that
a
you
minute.
two showed a photo of the two of you with like an arm stretched out and no one beside you. And Schopp was like, I could be the person that Pat's arms around in this photo.
Correct.
And then he
That's so
agreed
true.
to host the show.
Well, I'll show
Now-
you my forehead, but not my abs. Not tonight. It's too early.
Now,
You don't wanna
Jacoby
ab
Myers,
No, we do not. Next.
Jacoby Myers, all the way on the outside. You know who's not in this photo,
Brian
BTJ,
Thomas Jr.
right?
brother? Parker Washington is not in this photo
Oh, that's fine. He's at the facility signing a contract extension. Don't worry about it.
for 4 years. How many millions?
I don't know. Nice little like 4-year 84 perhaps.
They just
Yeah,
put
I'm-
white out on the Jaden Reed deal and just wrote Parker's name.
See, I think it might be more. You want to get?
Yeah.
You guys want to hear an early truth serum? I'm
Sure.
worried that Parker Washington's going to get 4 years, $100 million, with like 68 of it guaranteed.
Well, I saw the first report that came out was, I'm forgetting who was who. So one of them I think was John Shipley, but I can't remember who was who. But someone reported the Jaden Reed deal would be a reasonable allegory.
Analog. Yeah.
And then someone else later said that the Christian Watson deal would be. And I can't decide if
Like-
that was
like the
true or
shitty
if they just
Westler
like
extension?
incorrectly aggregated. No, the new one that gave him 4
Okay,
years,
okay.
92
Yeah, yeah.
million,
Okay.
up to 110. And I don't know if they like incorrectly aggregated the previous report, but like said the wrong Packers receiver extension, or if they actually think he's going to get 4 years, 92 million. Because like, if it's the latter, like, unfortunately, my hands are on Pat's shoulders about Parker Washington this year.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on the record actually that I think extending Parker Washington is good business where it's hard to get depth at receiver, and if you could get depth at a reasonable cost, you should do it. So that you don't have to do something dumb later. But this would qualify as doing
this
something
football
dumb
team-
now, like off the back of a pretty small sample. You just pay a guy like $60+ million guaranteed and $25 million a year. Like you could go get a real receiver there, that's done more than there wasn't a 6th-round pick and did more than like a 7 or 8 game stretch.
Pat,
like
do
it
you,
doesn't.
do you
really make
remember
sense.
what this same team did? This same team gave Christian Kirk 20 million AAV, and what was the
Completely different
Ridley
regime though.
the
But
Ridley contract? What was
that
the
was
Ridley
that was
contract?
Trent Baalke. That was
No,
was
the
different.
Titans gave the Ridley contract. The Jaguars just paid like a day 2 pick for him to
That's
inherit
right,
him on
okay,
his existing
that's right.
contract
Yeah.
from Atlanta.
I just
Also
remember
Baalke.
that Kirk. I just remember that Kirk contract just being like, has football jumped the shark that Christian Kirk just got paid like $24
Well,
million
that's what
a
I mean
year?
though. Like you don't if you
Right.
try to go find receivers in free agency,
Yeah, it doesn't
you're
work.
going to overpay for them. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I mean, Wandale basically got the Christian Watson contract, didn't he? Like pretty darn close.
Short King Summer, dude.
and yeah,
You
what,
guys-
I mean, what
Like,
did Romeo Dobbs get?
not quite. Romeo got it actually pretty affordable. He was $468.
Yeah, okay, so that's not so bad.
Can you guys
But-
name like 10 of these 13 guys
Probably not. Let's see.
together?
Trevor. Beside him is Hunter.
Other side is
Far stage right is Jacoby.
Yep.
I can't really name any
I
of these white guys.
believe the tallest white guy in the gray shirt. I believe that's Borkature. I
Second
think.
round.
You
I
could
don't
just tell
believe
me
that.
that's Josh Allen, and I might believe you.
Red shirt might be Koziel, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Brenton Strange here anywhere? In between
Strange.
them?
Strange, BTJ, and P. Wash are not in this.
Ooh.
People are strange.
So the fact
I
that
like
those
Very
Yeah.
bullish
guys,
for
LaQuint
Tootin
Allen?
and Hunter.
LaQuint Allen?
LaQuint Allen is if he's in it, he is the guy in the black shirt with his face
He
not
can't
at the
be in
camera.
it because he'd be as short as Tootin. Nobody
Yeah,
else is
I-
as short as
I-
Tootin.
I don't-
I
He's
don't
got to be
believe
the
it.
only running back there.
Well, it's a lot of it's they're defensive players. That's why Hunter's
Yeah.
there.
Next.
Nice.
The next one, Well, this is just good stuff. This is
Braelon
just,
Allen.
yeah, this
Here
is the classic
is
stuff.
what I look like. Here I am.
He's got his whole life ahead of him.
Honestly, he looks a little thin. I'm used to seeing like Braelon Allen look unbelievably huge, and he looks looks normal.
He realized he had his whole life ahead of him, so it's time to slim down and enjoy the moment.
I think it might be bullish that he's a little slimmer, but he looks slim.
I still think Braelon Allen is good. This is a very unpopular opinion.
Nobody thinks he's better than me according to underdog exposures.
Yeah, you're not scared of Isaiah Davis?
On my 36% Braelon Allen says no.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
Don't get wrapped up in this. He's just trying to get the 42% Rashad White talking point to go away.
He wants.
He's like,
yes. He's got it.
I'm the 36% Braelon Allen guy. Everyone talks about it. Everyone's not talking about it.
This guy looks great, but he's totally sucking it in on both pictures. Look at his mouth.
Yeah, he is, Shope. Yeah, Shope, he is. Yeah.
And I like that
unironic,
Zach
that's
found
fair.
the Pat Doherty
That is
retweet
fair.
of this picture, not just like the Braelon Allen tweet of his, physique, but that Pat, always a good sport, went ahead and this happened. We
It's
talked
so
about him. The guy
every
talked
interaction
back.
of these two gentlemen, every interaction that Denny or Pat has had with an NFL player is a 10 out of 10 on the
That's
humor
been
scale.
great.
It's never not been good when one of those guys has been wrapped up in an imbroglio with an NFL player. It's just, frankly, the Denny thing is something that would happen in like a Thomas Pynchon novel, wherein Denny writes the wide receiver tweet and then AJ Brown does it as part of an ongoing melodrama in which he wants to switch teams. It's just
Does.
You literally cannot make up the AJ Brown Denny thing. Unbelievable.
And then does, and then goes up 10 spots in ADP.
Yeah.
For no
even
reason.
though we all knew it was going to
That
happen.
was almost biblical. That was like Denny Carter let it be written and AJ Brown let it be done.
Yeah. A real.
Well, it's also
Old
like such
Testament, New Testament
the
vibes.
fact that
Yeah.
Denny got to the point that he could correctly do that tweet. The enemy speaks kindly and holds a knife. The typical wide receiver tweet, which has just been proven out time and time again. But think about how Denny, what happened in Denny's life to where he knew that to be true.
Knew that, yes.
You know what I mean?
That's
That's
kind of the
right.
wrinkle. Yeah.
a lot of time and work, And he of course got the tight end derp, which is not as celebrated, but quite true.
But literally, again, does prove itself time and time again.
Time and time again.
He nailed it.
Every time
You nailed
a tight end talks, it's just that's the
it's
dumbest
the
thing I've ever heard.
It's the greatest tweet of all time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unbeaten.
No. It's the second greatest tweet of all time.
What's the greatest?
The tweet that goes,
Drill?
Socrates' friend Daryl, that's the greatest tweet of all time. Do you not know that one?
I might not know this one.
That's not ringing a bell immediately.
All right, hold on. Let me pull it up. Because I
pull
don't
it
want
up.
to, I don't want
There are
to.
a lot of good tweets.
This
My
is
first-
respect for this actually I think is compelling for Davis's point of it being the greatest tweet of all time is that Davis won't paraphrase it. He has
Yes,
to
I
get us
don't.
a
I don't.
verbatim.
I don't want to paraphrase it.
My
And
first
Davis
thought was the
famously
one where
loves
they say
paraphrase, so
I do.
something like, every day you come on here and there's someone saying that Steph Curry can't shoot threes.
But that's a great
That's-
tweet.
that's
Yeah, that's a
really-
great
that's
one.
a great
That's a
tweet.
great one.
That
Yeah.
guy, that guy's account is great. But here, my
I think about that every
my
day.
screen is shared. Crane.
All right.
That one is completely great.
That's an all-timer for sure. I'm wiser than this man. He fancies he knows something. He knows nothing. Daryl, Socrates, trying to talk about Socrates.
This is the greatest tweet of all time. It's I like anytime someone says, "Oh, this is," I say, "No, that's not. It could be the second greatest tweet. This is the greatest tweet." It's just
It's a good
it's
one.
never
It's
it's
good.
never not gotten.
Apparently it's number 5, Davis.
No.
Oh wow.
No. I'm not even.
Drill
I'm not even
has
gonna.
some good ones.
Drill does.
Yeah,
have
there's a
some
lot of
very
good drill
ones.
tweets.
Yeah.
Well, each of us,
Another day volunteering at the Betsy Ross Museum. Everyone keeps asking me if they can fuck the flag, buddy. They won't even let me fuck it.
Is that better than the candles one? Candles is really really good.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite drill. Anyway,
tweet
back to
chasing.
football.
Each of us submitted
pulling for Joe
risers and
Kendall's.
fallers, our favorite or likeliest players to go up and down between now and the start of the season. Before that, we can just do the regular while you guys are all looking at my
I'm
tweets.
laughing at drill candles now. Yeah.
Someone please.
Someone please, my family is dying. I forgot the family is dying at punchline.
Oh,
So good. Yeah, candles is probably the best. All right.
do we have regular risers and fallers?
We do.
We do.
Alvin Kamara tops the list, up 5.2%, given the latest news on him.
Nothing is ever priced in.
It's never been priced in.
Including Alvin Kamara confirming on his podcast literal months ago, I'm playing for the Saints. We're gonna figure it out. There's absolutely no chance. I am not retiring. I am playing this year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Every time someone from the Saints is asked, they say Kamara's on the team. He's gonna be part of the team. We're not trading him. We're not cutting him.
Hang on. That's not really what had happened. I'll do a quick little defense of Alvin Kamara stuff, because I think at least we changed some things slightly. The way we try to do this stuff is like, we're gonna kind of keep, as like you reach something becoming true, right? You kind of get a little more confidence. So we didn't know 100% that he was going to play until like whenever it was a week ago.
Last week.
And
Non-derogatory, that's fair.
it looked pretty likely that he was going to play, but it wasn't actually confirmed. The team kept talking around it. Coaches just straight up stopped talking about it for a while. The big thing was we got Kamara more recently, like maybe a month ago, say like, I'm a Saint. He started taking pictures and like Saints uniform stuff, and the team seemed like they had lost a standoff with him to take a pay cut. But clearly, actually, behind the scene, they were still gunning for the pay cut, enough to the point that they convinced him to take it. So maybe they were like, we will straight up cut you, dude. We're serious.
Right.
You know, and maybe they were serious. So there was still a chance that they would cut him. And now there isn't. And what is the point of Kamara if he's going to get cut? You know, like, he's not offering you a lot to begin with. So any risk that Kamara could get cut is bad. So he does, I think, become a better pick. It's not like you got to jam him now. He's not some incredible pick, but he is a better pick now, because that was a risk that was like, you don't get a lot of upside and you're taking on this risk. He might not even play football this year. Doesn't seem great. So he's a little bit better of a pick. The one that makes a lot less sense to me is Etienne, when we'll get to him, but like, we knew Etienne was very likely to be playing with Kamara, and now he's just definitely likely he will play with Kamara. The difference in those two things is pretty small, and the market's like, he's going to play with Kamara? What the fuck? And it's like, dude, he was always super likely to play with Kamara. So, and it wasn't like some incredible, like, bink if he doesn't play with Kamara. Like, the bull case for Etienne was never like, Kamara won't be there, you know? So that's the one I don't get.
Yeah, that's all fair enough. Like,
Agreed.
He is a slightly better pick, because the by far most likely outcome is now a certain outcome, and that's good. It would have been even better if they let him stay on the team without taking a pay cut.
Yeah, that would be better,
right? Like, if he wasn't on the team via
in some ways,
extortion,
this is bearish.
You feel
news.
more bullish.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
like, it'd be better if they wanted him there,
for sure.
Instead of it cost them more money to cut him than keep him, so he's like there by default. But you know, it is what it is. I don't know. This is like a World 2 situation where, like, I've just seen a lot of people that are saying like he should be drafted in the 120s or the 130s. Like, it's going to be a split
Come on,
backfield.
man. Have some fucking self-respect.
What's going on?
He's going to play all the pass downs. It's like, there's a lot of misconceptions about Kamara. I mean, first of all, he didn't even actually play pass downs last year, really, when he was the starting running back. He mostly gave us up to Devin Neal. He's a horrendous pass protector, and he's not particularly good as a receiver anymore. Can't run at all. He hasn't been an efficient runner in years. Super old. They paid a ton of money to Travis Etienne. They obviously want to play him as much as possible. Why would I rather have him than like Brian Robinson? I don't really understand this one.
To me, the appeal of Kamara is that, to the extent that he produces, it should be like, to the extent that he plays, I should say, I feel okay about him producing fantasy points in a modest kind of, okay, I could guess maybe that hits my lineup a few times kind of way, because he catches the ball. And if you're going to have Kamara, he does still catch the ball. It's not what it used to be at all, but he will
he catches it and he doesn't do anything else except for catch it now. He catches it and then he gets tackled.
fair. Totally fair. But like
derogatory.
You're dealing with, Brian Robinson. Like, I mean, he's like, first of all, you're not getting many snaps. And then the extent that you do get snaps, I'm not sure he's going to be super fantasy friendly because a lot of them will be runs, and probably not at the goal line unless they're like trying to actively be dumb. Like play Bijan Robinson at the goal line. That's the only smart thing you can do if you're divvying up shares
damn
in
it,
that
Tommy
backfield.
Reese! I meant the other B. Robinson.
Yeah, for real. Like it's like whoa, we got the wrong B. Rob out there. Like it's bad. It's just very dumb thing to do. So I don't think he's gonna have a real goal line role at all. So it's just trap back stuff, and then you have contingent value for sure. But on certain teams, you're like, well, actually, I've got Jeremiah Love and Trevion Henderson. Like, I've got upside, but I could use help just, like, kind of making sure I have some points hitting the lineup, especially early on. Kamara's a better bet for that. I don't need to swing for the fences. So it's that kind. But, I mean, look, like, that is a cheap archetype of player. Like, if he got up into the 120s, that would be awesome for us because we'll never take him. You know what I mean? So as many players as I just don't have to think about, that's good.
I only have a few percent of him at his old ADP. I'm good as it rises, I think. I mean, his contingent upside isn't even that compelling to me. He was the starter next to like a bunch of total scrubs. Yeah, but I mean, Kamara, like his contingent value is like
it's not very good.
Like, we saw what Kamara was at this stage of his career as a starter last year. He was, like, borderline unplayable. Like, I mean, I'm sure, obviously, if Etienne goes down, he'll have some usable weeks. But, like, it's not great. He was not – you weren't ever excited to start him, even when he had big snap rates. So, I don't know. It's a tough one.
I'm at 3% on Kamara, and I'd be happy if he rose to the point. I would be annoyed if he rose to, like, a reasonable level that was just above where I wanted to draft him. Because that's, like, because now I can't even really use him. Because there's sometimes you end up in a pinch where you're like, I could use a Kamara type. It's best not to be in that spot. But if you're in that spot, I think he's been okay enough. But, yeah, I would love if people were like, oh, you got to take him in the 120s.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But
sad scenes for the Darnell Mooney last call hopefuls as he comes in at 199.9 tonight. Still a free agent.
What's this about? Just another bearish thing on Nabers?
Darnell Mooney also feels a little maybe you guys have been monitoring the reports more closely than I have, but like feels like a spot where everybody's like, well, Nabers isn't going to play, so like someone has to hit. But like, are we really sure who it would even
That's
be?
how I feel.
Like, it's kind of like, remember when we all decided that it was Brashard Perryman on the Lions? It turned out it wasn't at all Brashard Perryman on the Lions.
My favorite iteration of that was Kenny Stills 1 year on the Dolphins when it was, well, I got to throw it to someone, and Kenny Stills got cut.
Or like Malik Washington this year on the Dolphins.
Yeah, on the Dolphins. Greg Dulcich this year on the Dolphins.
I'm pretty sure that like in
Jalen Naylor this year on the Raiders.
Week 3, we're gonna have Malik Nabers isn't playing, and you're thinking about DFS. One of you guys is gonna tout like, well, I know it feels gross, but Darnell Mooney got 6 targets last week, and he's min price, and people are gonna be like, gross, dude. No, like that's in DFS,
and Michael Leone will be like 80% exposure, dude. Awesome.
Oh, you know what? I realized what Mooney's. This is why Mooney's ADP is coming back up. Leone is back from his sabbatical now. So
just reflexive.
Hey guys, I just checked the ranks. We gotta get Mooney up. Well, I'd also I mean, look, he has an ADP of 199. So like, by all means, go ahead and draft your Darnell Mooney shares. Everybody in that range is totally garbage. But I did see, apparently people in the chat are saying that he's going to be in the slot. Maybe he plays slot flanker. That would be helpful. But if he's playing only slot, that seems bad because it seems like they want to play a ton of Isaiah Likely. And certainly underdog, and especially FFPC drafters seem to think they're going to be playing a lot of Isaiah Likely.
Yeah, dude.
He goes in like the 6th round for some reason on FFPC.
Main event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing on Coleman.
Please.
Last 2 years, the Bills have won, I don't know, 25, 27 games. No one has caught more touchdown passes for them in those 2 years than Coleman. I think everybody I hear...
That right, what you just said right there, Schopp, is so fucking bearish about every other Bills pass catcher. I mean, that is basically just saying these guys are jabronis.
That's the best argument for Josh Allen I've heard all summer.
Yeah, yeah.
God, Josh
really
Allen is God's strongest soldier.
We all think that. But to finish the point, I mean, it's Coleman 8, Shakir 8, Kincaid 7. That's 2 years. Matt Collins had 5 in 1 year and left, and he's 4th. Like, I don't know. I think everybody might be a little bit too quick to feel like he's completely out of the picture. They still don't have the answers. They did the DJ Moore thing. Maybe that'll pop. But it's Joshua Palmer or it's Keon Coleman.
Dude, I got
I guess
an
it is
absolute jump scare on Josh Palmer. I'm building a projection thing, like just like a sheet, so that I don't have to reference Mike Clay like every 17 seconds.
Sorry,
Absolute jump scare, realizing Josh Palmer still on the Buffalo Bills. I mean, I assumed he retired.
Well,
just
you have to assume that the Buffalo Bills have 17 different wide receivers at all times, each of whom could just as easily be retired. Like they just have like a never-ending cascade of wide receiver sixes. But it's a good point, Schopp. Like we know who Shakir is, and he's not playing outside, so. Now, they also tend to rotate, so I don't think that they probably will have one guy play 100% of the snaps outside. But like theoretically, it is true that that one of Josh Allen's starting outside receivers is frequently being undrafted, and that is non-derogatorily fair. Mm-hmm. It just seems like the Bills have a habit of, like, unless they have someone good, like I think Moore is going to play every route, but like, and I think Shakir will play in the slot. But like outside of those, I could just see like 37% routes for Josh Palmer and 51% routes for Keon Coleman, and we signed Brandon Cooks in round 3, and Mecole Hardman's still on this team, and Skylar Bell is getting looks, and
I get it. Yeah. It's the 17th round. You just made the points on
totally
Mooney,
fair.
like whatever, and he just turned 23. Coleman.
Would you say he has his whole life out of him?
He's got his whole life ahead of him.
This is going to sound derogatory, but I don't really mean it to be.
It's fair.
But like Nelson Aguilar had a little bit of a second run.
True.
Oh yeah, on the Raiders that year.
Yeah, I mean he.
I thought you were going to say Nelson Aguilar is on the Bills, and I wouldn't have even blinked. I'd have been like,
no, I
actually
meant on the Eagles. In year 3, Nelson Aguilar had 108 targets. That may include the postseason. It did 91 targets in the regular season, but that was his career high. He went 62 for 768 and 8.
I believe that was the year that the viral meme of the Aguilar meme wasn't dropping him like Aguilar. I believe that was the season.
Right.
Yeah.
He had 0.70 yards per out run as a rookie, and then 0.69. He got worse, and then he jumped to 1.60 in that third year with Philly, and ran almost 500 routes after 531 the year before. So, like, it would be if we get report for me with Coleman, it would take like he's their starting outside receiver. Like he beat out Josh Palmer. He's going to start for them again. I think we get that, then you'd have to say like the team drafted him in the second round is showing commitment into year 3. He's probably not very good, but like he's probably worth a last round stab.
In my opinion, there's a very good chance you get that. I mean, what happened in Buffalo was they fired Sean McDermott. The owner and the GM did a press conference together. It was pretty tragic, and the owner blamed the Coleman pick, an active player on his team, on the departed coach. So then the new coach, when he got his turn next, went like, look, the best thing that could have happened to him, as I told him, was me taking over. So they're expecting a little bit more freedom, whether that's good or bad for a player like this. It's the 17th round. I think you'll get those reports because I think there will be no player on the team that Joe Brady, and I made sure to call him Joe Brady so you didn't get confused thinking I was talking about Brady. Tom Brady.
Thank you.
There's no player on the team that he'll get more questions about than Coleman. And if he keeps up the drumbeat that he's already started about how important it is and how much he appreciates and values him, then look out. Because I think you'll get the point of this is who's going up and who's going down. I don't know how high he goes up, but I mean, he's going to be, I think
it's
drafted.
It's a fun one. It's a fun call. I looked at the Buffalo Bills depth chart. This is not a serious point or refutation. This is just this team confuses me.
Duck.
They have 12 guys listed on ESPN. I've never even heard of half these guys. It's Khalil Shakir, DJ Moore, and Josh Palmer are listed as the starters. Then Keon Coleman, Skylar Bell, Mecole Hardman. Third stringers are listed as Tyrell Shavers, Trent Sherfield, and Jalen Virgil.
That's right.
You've
And then they
definitely
have
heard of
three-
all of those guys. Those guys have all got NFL
I've heard of all of
reps.
them. I've heard of all of them. And then listen to this fourth string run.
Quentin
Most
Skinner.
teams don't even have one listed. Steven Gosnell, Mac Delana, and Max Tomzak.
Okay. Don't know
Okay,
those
you got
guys.
you got me
You
there.
got me. You got me. You did
Mike
get me.
Tomzak's son or
Who the
nephew,
fuck are
by
these
the way.
guys?
Is that who? And they just traded for a guy from the Jets, Quentin Skinner, last week. Matt Harmon, we stumped him on that one too.
Wild.
Yeah,
Man.
they keep trying.
Max Tomzak.
Son or nephew of Mike Tomzak, the quarterback. Is that before your time?
That's before my time.
Surely.
Okay.
I did want to just to go back to the Giants thing quickly. Like there is kind of this, I think, like almost like intellectual thing of like I have to figure out who the answer here is. If Nabers is out, I have to figure out who their starting receivers are because there's value there. I'm not even sure there's really value there because Nabers
No.
we expect to be back at the end of the season. It's a 4-round tournament. Round 1 is 14 weeks long. The next 3 rounds are 1 week long. And so you get Nabers back in those final 3 rounds. And if you get a couple weeks in the first round from Darius Slayton or Darnell Mooney, does that really move the needle for you at all? Probably not,
Man.
you know? And I certainly wouldn't want to build teams that need those guys. Like if I'm like, it's fine. This build works because I got Darius Slayton. Probably doesn't work. So,
Talk about jump scares. I kind of forgot he was still on the team.
right. Right.
Making like
He
an
is.
absurd amount of money. Like an absurd amount of money.
God.
That's why it's not like so clean. Like it could be Darius Slayton who pops up for like a random couple weeks, and you wasted the
Could
pick on
be
Mooney or vice
could
versa.
be a ton of 12 could be like a ton of 12 personnel, like a ton of Theo and Likely.
Could be just a lot of punts.
a lot of
Could be
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
like
punts.
Jackson Dart getting sacked on 3rd down.
This is a Matt Nagy offense. This is a team that should have Nabers back. They drafted Fields, so at the end of the season, also like, and this probably should have been mentioned early, but like Mooney stinks. He's not very good.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you got that's a problem.
Oh, and they got Odell there too, right?
They
got
they
Odell.
signed Odell. Yeah.
Juju?
And then I'm seeing in the chat they have Juju on the team.
Yes,
Apparently.
that's why Tyquan Thornton is a good pick because Juju cannot come back to Kansas City during training camp probably.
There's like a few teams that just have an unbelievable amount of wide receivers, and obviously these are also the teams that have very few good wide receivers. But it's crazy how many wide receivers are on some of these.
And there's
rosters.
some of the teams, including the 3 in the AFC, who are the Super Bowl favorites from their respective conference.
Hey,
Kansas
the
City, Buffalo,
Chiefs have
Baltimore.
like a reasonably small number of wide receivers compared to most years. This is like I feel like the most consolidated.
I was
going
gonna
to
say we know exactly unless they sign Debo, Diggs, or Keenan, we know exactly what their wide receiver rotation is going to be.
Usually with the Chiefs, it's like those shirts like where it's like the names. Like if someone wanted to get an ADP chasing shirt, it would be like Pat and Davis and Schopp and
Yeah, normally
Jacob.
it's- normally
the
it's
Chiefs usually
Juju.
would be like size
It's
12
Juju.
times New
It's
Roman
McColl.
font because we're like doing this entire
Yeah,
Justin
it's
Ross
Byron
and
Pringle.
Justin Watson and Byron Pringle.
It's when
It's
the
the Browns
credits are
quarterback
rolling
jersey.
faster in a movie
Yes.
where they're just like, here's the
Yeah.
assistant, screen, blah blah blah,
the key grip.
key grip, yeah.
Fallers, Nabers, of course, and we'll have more to say about him later, right? He made at least one of your lists.
We will indeed.
Oh,
But
he's not on
Etienne
this
is the
list.
one. I mean, we previewed
next
this one.
list.
Like he doesn't really make. If you're saying he was never a good pick, it's fine. If you're saying he's now not a good pick, I don't get it. I'm confused by it.
I wish he wasn't Travis Etienne because like nothing would bring me more joy than loading up to bet on someone falling because of the presence of like extremely washed Alvin Kamara, right? Like this like feels like the chance to bet against like washed Alvin Cook again that year with Breece Hall, which was like one of the great joys of my life.
Was a true joy, especially with like people loudly being like Cook is the
Yeah.
starter, you fucking idiots.
Like I was salivating over that like a juicy steak. And
let's
so
go
I just
back.
wish that the way to do that, in this case, wasn't to bet on like Travis Etienne, who I don't like really want to load up on at all. But he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Aaron Jones, Cooper Kupp, Deshaun, there he is, Stribling. We got the quota met. Eli
Stribling about
Stowers, Brandon
Stribling.
Ayuk, Fernando Mendoza. Interesting one for later as well. Elijah Surratt of the Ravens and Tank Dell. What a list. A lot of last call goodness on
Tank
this
Dell's
list.
going to be coming back up, I think. Because Tank Dell, another video was posted of Tank Dell looking good. But see, Tank Dell, you have to say this, right? Because there's as we know from the Ayuk stuff, right? It's not just physically where are these guys at, but where are they locked in? How locked in are they into football? And you have to really give credit for Tank Dell being locked in enough to know who am I going to work out with? Matthew Golden. Route running exercises against Matthew Golden. This is how I get my stock back up.
This is a Pat Kareem special.
He really popped. He looks healthy as hell. The last time we saw this guy, all the doctors were like, ooh, transverse induction, not looking too hot. Can't, full range of movement. Ooh, boy. And then, he runs routes against Matthew Golden and his ADP rises by about 2 rounds next week.
When Pat sits up in his chair, look out.
Well, I set up in the
we
chair
just-
partially because the stupid
Can we just
camera
get like
started
one
spinning
report
down.
that is like Tank Dell has a chance to start in 3 wide receiver sets before I have to draft a guy coming off of this like massive injury? Like one report? Can I get one?
I mean, it's already been
That's fair.
sort of reported that it's more about like is how healthy will he be to start the year. But he's not there to like just hang around.
Well, I'm sure he's not, but like I don't know that like Jalen Knowles is just gonna roll out the red carpet for him either, and he seems
Did
like
for
he's
Christian
gotten more
Kirk.
buzz in terms of starting. I don't know. I don't know.
He
That one's tough for me.
he has in the sense that like with Tank Dell not practicing actually with the team, Noel is the obvious starter at slot. But I also think Dell was a lot. If he gets back to health,
Yeah.
he was a lot better than anything we've seen from Noel.
Yeah, I got a little too over my skis drafting Dell and some of the pre-draft stuff, and I haven't loved the
I
reporting.
did too.
And
I did too.
I've dropped him
Yeah.
fully, but if we get to training camp, we get good buzz, I'll chase him up. Like I'd rather get a bad price on Dell picking him at 160 than like just keep drafting a ton of him at a cheaper price and then risk that he's like potentially totally zero.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's just. It's getting to the point where like because I was worried about his. I was in and then I was worried. And then I'm kind of getting back in. I'm probably not as in as I was because I thought he was like a little bit further ahead of schedule than I think he really was. And now I'm pleased to see that he's doing stuff that people are getting excited about again. But I do also, like you, kind of want further confirmation from training camp that he's back and ready to actually play football, which we haven't gotten full confirmation of.
No, that's not a sure thing, right? That's
Yeah.
hopeful.
Not a sure.
Sus Edwards says he's not a slot. I mean, he does work in the slot a decent amount,
That's
but
just probably the only path he has to play, right? He's not playing ahead of Higgins.
well, Higgins wasn't very good last year, so I would throw that out there of like
Maybe.
if Higgins is playing like ass and Noel's playing great and Dell is working back over the course of the year, that he does have that path.
Sure. Yeah.
He's played about
That's
70% of his snaps out wide so far.
Who are the players that have moved up the most since BBM opened? Here we go. Ball on a tee. A.J. Brown.
It's
Tony
never
Pollard.
priced in.
Quentin Johnston. Jonathan
never
Brooks,
priced in.
Jadarian Price. Cam Scadaboo. Interesting few days for him. Zay Flowers. No video or picture of that. Josh Downs. Wow. Big jump. And Ryan Flournoy. These are all 22.2% bumps or higher since when? When was that? April?
Maybe
May?
a couple years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. What's everybody's like trying to figure out if we got it in good? I feel like I was and am overweight AJ.
Yep.
The Pollard one like happened like so immediately that it was like to get it at a really discounted price. It felt like there was like a 3-day window.
No, I'm overweight Pollard and haven't been taking him as much recently.
Okay.
I'm at like almost 15%. Brown, I'm at like 13 because he's gotten so expensive now.
Yeah.
But I was trying to take as much as I could before. Johnston, I did not. I'm at like 1% Johnston.
I don't understand. Like Johnston, I guess maybe could have been a pretty good pick at open. I don't really understand what the massive rise is about. Like there wasn't a story. There wasn't what is driving this. I don't.
There was
been,
a story.
Some stories. It's all been like kind of like fluffy stories about like they like his yak ability. You know, they're gonna like.
There's been multiple reports of like Mike McDaniel being like excited about. Well, the main thing has been with McDaniel that's actually been like real is that he's made footwork adjustments to Justin Herbert to try to get him the ball out kind of more in rhythm on time, with the idea of let's get the ball out quicker and have that help your wide receivers pick up yak, so they know where to be when the ball's coming out, when it's supposed to come out, not just where. And that's going to help us get more yak, which is something he's really done well in his previous stops. So that's cool. And then there's been other reports of like Quentin Johnston's skill set is really good for yak over the middle of the field. And that's something he's been excited about this offense. And he's basically super stoked to be in this offense because he thinks it's going to fit his skill set well. And those two things have kind of combined to form this idea that Quentin Johnston might become like the yak god in this offense, which I am generally pretty skeptical of. But that is what has been driving it.
And no Keenan Allen yet, for what that's worth.
Yep.
They haven't cut into him. Brooks, wow.
Yeah, here we go, by the way. QJ has a potential to be a yak king under McDaniel. That was QJ's best attribute out of college. So that.
But like, it's not like that's actually like I understand that's been a report, but like, it's not like it's really like we all already had all of the relevant information there, right? Like we know that that's the one thing QJ does pretty well. We knew McDaniel was the OC. It's like I don't know, like some Chargers reporter like decided to come up with an angle, and we moved his ADP up by 30 slots. It doesn't really make sense.
There's like it's like a synth, like things get synthesized in the summer where like. Or in the early summer where you get kind of a few reports and sometimes like someone like puts them together and they like click. It's like, and it becomes a narrative, you know?
Yeah.
And this has really happened with Quentin Johnston where just like the narrative took hold. Like he is the yak answer. He is the answer to the yak puzzle in under the new Mike McDaniel offense in Los Angeles, which I think is possible, but man, you're paying 30 more picks for it than you used to be.
This chart is quite a testament to drafting early. Not Johnston, but some of these other guys, like you all saw it coming.
Well, Price was one of my highest drafted guys in the big board. I'm at 5% in best ball post-draft, but one of my highest drafted guys pre-draft where he was just so much cheaper. That one happened real quick.
That happened
Price
really
at
fast.
25% pre-draft, 5% post-draft.
Yeah. That was like there was like a week where you could get him before you knew he was going to go up, but pretty much since he hit that, if anything, he's actually fallen a little bit because at one point he, I think, had gotten into the late fifth, and now he's peeled back.
Even the mid fifth, yeah.
Because I've been getting him a little bit recently, and I was pretty out on him. So
I've heard you guys on Flowers, whether there's a story or not on Quentin Johnston. What's the story on Flowers? What has created all this momentum for him?
Us. And like other people
I
who
was
are
gonna
similar
say,
to us, like that's
we're all
one.
trying,
that's one where
we're all
it's just
trying
like,
to find the guy who did this.
Flowers and Waddle is next, I fear. But like
Waddle's
Flowers
definitely
feels
next, yeah.
like a spot where like a lot of listened to fantasy football analysts made a similar case in a similar time period, and the momentum kind of shot up. And I do think there's a lot of potential from that mid-third through late fourth round for not much to shoot people way up or way down, because I get the feeling that a lot of people view a lot of those wide receivers largely similarly and are like kind of content to just take whatever 5 or 6 that they like in the order that ADP has them, and if the ADP flips, they will flip with it. Like I don't think that people actually have that much conviction in the order as much as they're like, I have a couple of guys I'm fading, and maybe a couple of guys I'm really targeting, and everyone else I'm just kind of taking with the ADP. So I think it's easy to see the tide surge on those. Like Ibuka's gone up too; he's gotten a lot of buzz.
Yeah, I think the it's simple enough with that group where there's like not a lot of guys, or sorry, there are a lot of guys that you can choose from there, and it's like, okay, who's a clear number one, who's in like a good offense, who's young, and that's why I think Devontae Smith has been at post AJ Brown trade has been leading that group. It makes T. Higgins a little less exciting because he's not the number one on his own team. I think that's partly for Ibuka's being ahead of those guys generally. He is seen as the number one there. I think he is the number one there. It's a good enough offense. And then Flowers, it's like you have all of that. He's young, good offense, clear number one. You have Mark Andrews falling off. He could be even clearer the number one. And then the big thing is he hasn't caught touchdowns. And some of that's like pretty baked into his usage, but they just changed head coaches and offense coordinators. So that usage could shift around the goal line, which would really unlock an additional level of upside. So I think just from like a safety and ceiling perspective, he's pretty appealing. So I get it. I regret not being more aggressive when he was in that 3-4 turn range before he kind of got ahead of the rest of that group of prioritizing him. And I treated him similarly to Garrett Wilson and those guys, which I think is like defensible in a sense. But yeah, just like looking at who's likely to break out and rise above this group, he was, pretty clear cut,
I guess I need
just
to
a better
win with
situation
that,
kind of thing.
Pick 47, Zay Flowers team.
With Zay Flowers, it just it really wouldn't even be a breakout. It would just be touchdown luck, like to
Touchdowns
score
and more routes, ideally.
Yeah,
I mean,
it seems crazy,
think
but like I think he could go in the first round next year, though.
I'd have a real hard time seeing him go in the first round because my best guess for what a huge smash Zay Flowers season looks like is actually very similar to the best seasons that Andrews has had with Lamar, like Hollywood, the Hollywood's rookie season, where it's just like because Lamar is such a force of nature, he kind of breaks modeling fantasy football. I mean, smarter people than I have talked about this, but like Lamar can pretty easily have like a 9% TD rate because he doesn't drop back very much. His dropbacks are way more likely to turn into a rush than basically every other quarterback. So like Flowers can smash in a given season and be a great pick at what 487 routes or something like that. Like he could run 200 less routes than George Pickens, right? And easily outscore him. But because we're so good at fantasy football now and we don't just like sort by last year's touchdowns, I still don't think he would be like he would not be like where St.
Maybe you're
Brown
right.
goes now.
Maybe you're
That's
right.
possible.
Yeah, I don't. But kind of the point stands of like maybe he would go like where Drake London's going, but like he could produce a season that would normally lead to a player going in like at least the 1-2 turn. Because I mean they can score a bunch of touchdowns. It's an offense that can put up a bunch of touchdowns. They can have a very efficient passing game. He has the potential to dominate targets in that offense. I mean his target competition is a quickly fading Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, Devontae Walker, and a couple rookies. They don't even have their normal like washed veteran signing guy. Maybe they eventually do that. But
like some of the guys who have guys who have had 4 or 5 touchdown seasons with Lamar Jackson are guys who were like very quickly out of football. Like Willie Snead, Miles Boykin, Dez Bryant was on the 2020
Aguilar.
Baltimore Ravens. Aguilar.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, Hollywood, the season before he was traded to Arizona when it kind of looked like he was heading to zero, he had a 146 target season, and Lamar missed some time that year, 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. Like I'm definitely with you on Flowers, the player. What I'm having a hard time with now is paying ceiling price on Flowers, where I do think it is. I don't think he's being drafted near his medians, if that makes any sense. Like I have a harder time seeing the 10 touchdown season for him, but I also don't think Andrews is cooked. Like if you're median projection includes
think
Andrews being cooked. But their decision making doesn't really belie that because they let his 2 backups go.
I agree that the Ravens don't think Andrews is cooked.
Okay.
I don't think Bateman's cooked either, but
I'm more open to Bateman not being cooked because he's so young, but I don't know how much that matters. Like I think like an uncooked Bateman is still like a super mid player. So I don't.
well,
I don't
they
know
never
how,
cooked
like,
him. You know, like the
He never
Right,
even.
he's just-
He never. The oven didn't
he's
even get done.
he's al
preheating.
dente at most. On
Tartare.
like Bateman is like. It's like I like just put in a pizza and I then like went to go and get ready and I came out and I'm like I was like fuck, there's like ice chunks all
Yeah,
in
it's
it
ice
and
chunks.
it's like
He's
still
an icy
freezer
pizza.
burnt.
No,
And
I
it's like,
have
oh,
an
I
even
forgot to
better.
put
he's
an oven
hard
on.
pasta. Like, yeah, he's not cooked, but he's still inedible.
I have a better amendment to this. Bateman is like when you're really lazy and you don't wait for the oven to preheat. Just like whatever you're putting in there, you just put it in right when you turn the oven on.
So you use the oven.
What? Oh, you don't. You don't.
I
preheat the oven,
don't
brother?
believe in waiting for the oven to preheat. I just
Yeah,
I just
come on,
kind of
man.
gauge it out.
Listen
I
to
just
Yeah,
put
you
it
just-
in.
two.
These
Listen to
these
this.
are these young
No,
men.
I go
No
off,
kidding.
I cook off of vibes.
Operating an oven.
If they sign Debo Samuel, which I think is kind of hot, what happens to Flowers?
I was gonna say, aren't the Ravens the
ADP goes
overwhelming
down.
favorite to sign one of these like Diggs,
They always do it.
Debo, Keenan, any of these guys? Dude.
They love it, but the thing is, usually they do nothing after the Ravens sign them. So like,
literally not.
it would be my preference to draft Flowers in the mid to late 4th next to some dust ball.
Yeah,
than
completely
to draft
agree.
them in the mid 3rd.
Diggs works
Yeah,
too.
I'm
My-
okay with them adding a dust ball at this point.
My thing with Flowers is that I'm annoyed that I didn't go harder when he was, in
Same.
retrospect, pretty clearly
Big
underpriced.
same.
And we liked him, like the Sims liked him and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna like hammer him, and he's not a priority right now. I will take him, and I'm still at 12%, and I haven't been drafting him a ton. So like I did get, you know, I was probably in the high teens at some point, maybe even hit 20, but I didn't make it like a core part of what I was doing. And now I think he's still. I don't think anything about the price is bad, but it's certainly hard to like have him be your priority in a draft. Like it's getting.
Okay.
If he could be overpriced, he could be fairly priced, but it's hard to say he's a big time value anymore.
Diggs works in
Yeah.
Baltimore too. Went to Maryland, and there are boats.
Oh, there are boats. That's true.
Fallers quickly because we're not to the
Yeah, let's do quick
the
followers.
stuff. We're not to the stuff yet. By position. Nabers, there he is. McBride, Jacobs, Mike Washington. What a ride. Charbonnet, Ayuk, Etienne, Harvey.
My God,
That's interesting.
McBride
And
open
Gadsden.
pre-draft at 10 overall. I forgot that. That's crazy. Wow.
Yep. Yeah. H-Hand
so
really,
cheap
really
now,
high
man.
too. Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
10 overall.
It's actually been frustrating how cheap McBride has gotten because I want to draft a lot of Bowers and I want to draft a lot of Loveland, so like it was convenient when I didn't like McBride at cost. And now that I like him at cost too, it's like fuck. How do I?
Is it possible that
What am I supposed
Loveland
to do?
flips McBride?
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have made that their hot take, including me, and like, there's a lot of smart people out there that have said something like that.
And one of them has a new show with Ben Gretsch you can find on your favorite podcast platform.
Yeah, but like, it's like one of those things where it's like, it would really suck to have to actually like really
Yeah.
believe in that, you know? Like, like I like. It would really piss me off. It would grind my gears, is what it would do if the room.
It would not grind my gears. I could nothing could make me happier. We just price in all the upside of Colston Loveland, who's already a tough guy for me to click. Just put him above Trey. If you really believe in him, take him above Trey McBride. Otherwise, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. Take him above Trey McBride if you really believe it.
Yeah, I'd do it. I wouldn't be happy about it.
Then do it. Then do it.
Well,
Got to
have
take
to,
chances
yeah.
somehow. You know, $2 million up top. You think you're gonna win by playing safe? Come on.
Going to back into that
Take your
prize? He's going to fall back into that prize? Fall into the end zone? For $2 million?
Colston Loveland over Trey McBride currently is like it's the most. if Pete Overzet opened up the True Serum to like 1,000 people, I think it would be the most submitted True Serum take that isn't what the concept of the True Serum is supposed to be.
Yeah. Right. I agree.
Well,
Like
frankly,
you would get like 183 different people being like, I actually like the tight end 3 over the tight end 2 this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
how many
I
of
can't
the
set that
other
up. I'm
Truth
telling everyone
Serums
who
would
listens
be?
all the time, no matter what. Why did you need the Truth Serum, bro? You won't shut up
Jacob.
about it to begin with.
The issue is I think it would actually be outnumbered by the. Actually, Luther Burden stinks and just had one good game and a 75-yard flea flicker reception, and he's basically Gabe Davis.
People also
think that
refrain
would be
from
higher.
saying that.
Yeah.
That's the fun of the True Serum. Is like, what would be a True Serum take is if I got on and was like, I think all of the Bears are overpriced this year. That would be the True Serum take.
That's
supposed to go against what you say every
true
week.
Truth Serum take. I think they're all overpriced, but I believe in the offense so much that I'm doing it. But truth be told, we're paying too much for all the Bears.
You like Swift,
Great
though?
Truth Serum take.
You
Now
like
I can't
Swift,
make that
though?
Truth Serum take because that's just my belief, and I've talked about it repeatedly.
That's when it's easiest, when it lines up.
I definitely I don't have the same Loveland mega enthusiasm as many of my fellow Slappy brethren. I'm pretty happy saying Burden is the winner there. You know, that's pretty cozy for me.
Well, when you build the plane out of Terrence Ferguson, what else are you going to do?
I just think, I mean, frankly, Schopp, you're right. The late tight ends this year are so good that it does make it hard for me to be like, yeah, I want to take a lot of Loveland. I want to take Warren. I want to take Kraft. It's like, why would I take Tucker Kraft when I think there's a guy going in round 15 who's just going to straight up outscore him? Like, you know, like that's a hard bargain.
And that's my True Serum take.
Here we go.
My True Serum take is Terrence Ferguson is actually better than Tucker Kraft.
We're going to talk about my favorite risers, some of my least favorite fallers, and project what's going to happen in the 2026 fantasy football season.
And also sleepers.
Are you doing Jacob doing you? Are you doing...
No, this is the best ball, bro. This is
Peter,
me doing... Jacob is doing... Or no, I'm Jacob. Davis is doing Jacob, doing Peter, doing chair spin guy with the rap intro in the first best ball, bro.
Yeah, doing Peter as
Appreciate that.
nominal average.
The vid go crazy.
You have to be willing to ask the question.
About our favorite targets and also sleepers.
Yeah. So you think you can tout? You have to be willing to ask what you think might be a stupid question. I mean, I asked Jacob harmlessly once, what does slappy mean? Now we got songs. I mean, you got to.
And that was the best podcasting I've ever done in my life. Was the next minute after Mike Schopp asked me that question.
And then my Wi-Fi went down for 40 minutes, and you drafted by yourself on the same show, and they deleted it. All right, each of us were asked, who do we think is going to move the most in each direction? Oh, yes.
Yeah. No, I'm Jacob. Just made me unsubscribe and resubscribe. LOL.
We'll take it. At each position.
Truth Serum. Next slide, please. All right, fine.
Okay.
Quarterbacks: Mahomes, Patton Davis, Shadur Sanders, Jacob. I'm on Jaden Daniels. Who moves up the most between now and the close?
Daniels is a
Mahomes
good one.
Wins the vote.
Daniels is a good one in that it makes no sense to me, and yet I am now convinced it will happen. Like
I can
like
see
people
I
just
think it
being
makes
like,
sense. They signed
Jaden
Stephon
Daniels
Diggs.
is too cheap, and that just taking off because he is too cheap. But they're being like, why did this take until August for people to realize it? I don't know, but it did, and now he's rising a shit.
He could be like the Zay Flowers type.
Yeah.
Move up the board, where it's like it's not like anything happened. We just all agreed we were wrong before.
He's got the stack partner in McLaurin. I mean, I think
if they signed Diggs, he'd go up.
Yeah, which they could.
You guys have the right answer on Mahomes. I'm just protesting what is obviously the right answer because I think he's still a bad pick at this cost, even though I agree that he will in fact rise by multiple rounds.
Shadur? So you're just
Shadur, I just think
if you think he's going to rise by multiple rounds, I think you're coming around on the health stuff clearly. If you think he's going to rise,
I've been fine with the health stuff. You
originally were a little skeptical of the.
In the beginning,
I was skeptical of the health stuff, but I've been on board with the health stuff for a while now.
Okay.
Like, it's been months since I've accepted he's playing week 1. He's playing week 1. It's just, unfortunately, their passing offense is going to be anemic. And he's not going to run as much as he did last year.
Okay.
Because he's coming off an ACL.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I'm with you on the health stuff.
Hey,
no,
Zach,
I'm with you on the health that he's playing week 1.
Hey,
but he's not going to be, like, running around the field.
Producer, I want you to just make a timestamp. 1 minute, 1 hour, 4 minutes, 15 seconds. I want you to make a note of Jacob calling the Kansas City Chiefs
timestamp is
offense.
1 minute, Zach, and then listen to the whole show. The part you want's about an hour and 4 minutes in.
I would really, that it's going to be a really good clip as Mahomes eclipses 4,200 passing yards and 38 passing touchdowns.
Passing game.
Anemic.
I would like you to roll the anemic every single time that we're watching the Kansas City Chiefs trailing 13-10 against some bum-ass team while they run Hank Scat on another 3rd and 5 just to throw to Rashee Rice as he gets obliterated over the middle for another incompletion.
I know Zach's capable of this. I want you to take Mahomes' skin tone and just have him look ashen. You know, he's got no iron in his blood. And then highlight reel, just him completely anemic, crushing his ADP. That's what I need.
You'll do it.
I believe
my truth serum is that I don't even think
Mahomes and Zach, the goats.
I don't think that the Mahomes haters even believe what they're saying anymore. I think they got so fucking lucky that Matt Nagy was like Andy Reid's boy for a long time and kept that job last year, because it's not happening this year, dude. You guys
I don't
are.
I don't hate Mahomes. Like, it's
You
just,
said you called him anemic.
You called him anemic.
No, their offense is
Passing game
anemic.
anemic.
Like, the Chiefs are gonna suck this year, and I'll make excuses for him. But like, it's hard to make excuses for him when people like you are saying that this offense is gonna be.
He was
functional.
6th in EPA per play last year.
Yeah, because he ran. He's coming off an ACL tear.
Come on.
I don't
run. He's not Lamar. He didn't run his way to efficiency.
He did run his way to fantasy points last year.
Look, Jacob, one of us is going to look like Brandon Frazier in the
That's
Whale
not a fantasy stat.
in
It's
like
a real
week
life
6.
stat.
One of us is just going to look at you like, you know, the Brandon. You know the Brandon Frazier meme?
Like from the Whale?
Yeah, you don't know this meme? All right.
I don't know. You're gonna be the Whale?
Okay. All right. Karain.
The meme for me with the Whale is like, I went out. I was at a different movie. It was Killers of the Flower Moon with a bunch of my friends, and then Brandon Fraser came into the movie like 2 hours in, and a guy stood up in the theater and went, "That's the Whale." And that's what I now do every time I see Brandon Fraser.
Please share my screen.
Hang on.
One of us in week 6 is going to be looking like this about the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just unclear. It's unclear if it's me or it's unclear if it's you. One of us is just going to be. You're going to ask them about the Kansas City Chiefs, and either it's going to be me looking like that, or it's going to be you looking
the
like
seal.
Oh man, yeah, that would be
beautiful.
That'd be tough.
So, do you have a case for Sanders, or is his case?
Yeah, the case is I think he's going to win the Week 1 job, and then people are going to be like, oh, like we can get another Week 1 starting quarterback who looks locked in for the whole year, and he's going to finish at like 185.
Man.
Even if he wins the Week 1 job, he's not locked in for the whole year.
Well, he's more locked in than Watson. Like it's way easier to bench Watson for Sanders than Sanders for Watson, I think. Like if Sanders gets the starting job, then I think he has to play okay, which he probably can't. But I think it's easy to like envision him being a 17-game starter if he starts in a way that you kind of can't with Watson.
The Cleveland Browns. Are you guys sitting down?
I agree with that.
Ready? Are you ready? Are you sitting down? Jacksonville, Tampa, Carolina, Pittsburgh, Jets, Baltimore, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Houston, Vegas, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Giants. Hang around, Cleveland. Whoever gets that Week 1 job might be there a while.
It's a good point. There's a genuinely kind of.
Except the defense is probably going to be pretty bad now, right?
It might be bad. My hope is they're a pass funnel, because the secondary you could attack them last year, but they're obviously the pass rush was so dominant with Garrett that teams didn't want to do that, and they had a great run defense. So they ended up being a pretty good defense, but that formula breaks down if the pass rush is just good, not great, and you can just attack the secondary. And obviously that's also dependent on their secondary being a weakness again, which maybe they get that sorted. But they may take a step back, right? Because they lost their DC as well. So
yeah,
plus Super El Nino, Davis.
Plus Super El Nino.
Super El
Think about
Nino.
that. I just want to bring this because this is how I have felt for months now, and so I do appreciate Mr. Mufasa.
What a night he's
the
having.
same way. If I feel compelled to defend Pat Mahomes, then something has gone horribly wrong here. I am defending Patrick Mahomes week in, week out on shows with Davis Maddock. Davis is here, and yet I'm defending Pat Mahomes. It's really wild. It's a strange place to find yourself.
Just back from Quebec.
I think he's a great pick. It's a great pick.
It's interesting that his ADP has gone down since BBM Open when he's exclusively gotten positive health news.
Yeah, it's almost like he's a good pick.
Well, I think his ADP was egregious at Open, but like I now have him 0.8 ahead of ADP. See that?
Okay.
So like now that everything is resolved positively, he's an okay pick.
Flag planting.
Unfortunately, I don't really take him because I never have any of his playmakers. So
Well, you can backstack him now. He goes at the same turn as Worthy. You can get
right,
Kelsey
but then I have to
the
take
next
Xavier
turn.
Worthy.
Tyquan Thornton, round 16. There's your answer.
That's the most compelling case I've heard yet.
Yep, there it is.
All right.
Predicting Fallers at quarterback. I'm on Brock Purdy here, and I don't have a great reason, but I just can kind of foresee people cooling on San Francisco in that division. There's the age. I got
Kittle
lucky.
Kittle not gonna play week 1. Mike
Davis,
Evans substation.
I put Kittle on my list too, and then tonight there was something new that they might slow play him. I just think there's too much age there and good competition. So it's nothing against Purdy, but for all the quarterback value there is in the middle, maybe he slips some.
I can see it. I can see a little bit of bullish news there. I'm very surprised that Jacob was not with me on Hurts, because if we get one, the organization's really not sold on Jalen Hurts. They're preparing for Tanner McKee to take the keys by week 8 if they don't have a winning record like that. That's gonna nuke Hurts from the orbit.
Anyone want to look at and see who's the highest ranking on Jalen Hurts here on this year podcast?
Ranking
Look
mock
at
Hurts.
Self-mogged.
Push mog.
Self-mugged.
Yeah, I put Dart, and I think he's a good pick, to be honest. But no one else does.
I was gonna say I'm a little lighter on Dart. I'm overall concerned of just the general stench of the New York Football team.
Yeah, and that's why I
it.
picked him. Is that it's like
Yeah, the stench.
like the vibes are abhorrent, and I think that they're only gonna. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. If the vibes get better for Nabers, then they'll get better. But I would guess that the vibes only get worse and worse for Nabers. And I think as the vibes get worse for Nabers, then the vibes get worse for Dart. In part because, like, at that point, you would never be considering Dart with someone you've already drafted from his team if you haven't taken Nabers first. And also just, I think people are just, like, feeling terrible about that whole offense right now. I'm optimistic. I'll be way overexposed to Dart. I still think he's a totally fine bet, but the market clearly disagrees with me. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think Dart's fine. It's more for me with Dart that he goes around other quarterbacks I like better.
Yep. I like Purdy better, and there go back to
I
back.
like Purdy better.
yeah, I like
And
Purdy
so
better
we're
too.
ahead.
I like Purdy better than Mahomes, who, there's another offense that's pretty efficient. And
I like Purdy a lot. I
he
like
runs a
Mahomes
little
better,
bit.
but they're both guys I'm taking a lot of. I'm taking a lot of those guys. If you have Dak and Lawrence, you got their stacking partners. Those are good picks there. Herbert's a great pick. So there's a lot of guys. You get Dart. His ADP's a little later, and I don't like him as much as I like the other guys. And it's not even one of those things where it's like, well, I actually like him more, but he goes later, so I'll wait. No, I just straight up like the other guys better, and they go earlier. So then you get to Dart. I don't need him a lot of times.
Yeah.
So I actually am not
Right.
drafting a ton of Dart. I
interesting
think
'cause
if
you have
Dart were to
ranked
fall,
high, but
yeah, but it's just like one of those
I
things
get
where,
the mechanics of that.
yeah, it's like you get into drafts, you think, I'm at 6%, so it's not like I'm like big time fading him, but I am underweight. And yeah, the mechanics of it, you don't need the quarterback by the time you get to where he is a good pick, and so you take something else instead. If he were to fall, I think I'd probably have a lot because he is like pretty interesting. So I hope you're right about this fall, and I can see why. You know, the Nabers one, we'll talk about him soon, but you know, if he falls because of worries about Nabers, which would make some sense, then it would also not make any sense at all because like we kind of know Nabers' situation is not ideal.
Yeah.
But again, like sometimes the market just needs to react to stuff. And
I agree with you a little bit on Dart. Like I have him ranked one spot behind you and also well ahead ADP. But I'm frequently like I like Purdy more straight up. And then there's also just the element of there's often you know, if I have like a receiver already and I have a stack set up, like I'll take someone who I have slightly behind Dart, like if they're already stacked up. And Dart I never have stacked up because I haven't clicked Nabers a single time, and the rest of his weapons go after him. So,
just a shout out real quick before we get to my pick. Great choice of Medela Negra, Pat. That was sent a message that was sent 12 minutes ago, and I just cracked one because I did get incepted. He's incepted me twice now. This particular commenter.
Mendoza, is that simply a bet on Cousins to start for them? Like, are you?
I think Cousins is pretty clearly going to start week 1, and with a lot of talk. Oh, it's Tom Brady. It's Peyton Manning's in on this. They've got a plan for this kid. They're fine with, you know, Brady's not just, this is different. This is not just a coach with a plan. This is basically ownership signing off on the kid is going to sit. We're going to bring him along slowly. When he's ready, he will play and not before. And people are just going to be like, what am I drafting? Am I getting a guy who's just straight up not playing this year? This seems dumb. Like I'm not into this. I'm gonna make other plans at quarterback. He goes near Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is definitely playing football. I'm not even sure this guy is. Like, no way. You know, I think he's gonna fall. I think people are gonna get nervous about how many games he plays. I ultimately think he'll play plenty because that's the way these things go. But I think he probably will sit for on the longer side of these early round picks, probably more in like the Drake May range. You know, May didn't start till week 6. It's possible he's later than that. I'd probably take the under, but it's close. So it's like, you know, I think he is not going to play for the beginning of the year though. And I don't think he's really priced like that in terms of the way the market tends to price it. I'm actually kind of fine. As you can see, I'm the high man on him. So I'm not like, oh, how could you take Mendoza right now? It's more like we have him in the Sims like this, and it's like he seems like a decent enough pick actually because everything's so back weighted, you know, in Best Ball Mania style formats. But I'm at 7%. I'm not like slamming him, but I'm a little ahead of ADP. So from like a CLV perspective, I could probably like avoid him more, but I don't really give a shit about this CLV. You know, in a late quarterback. So, but I do think that he ends up being a faller and goes around, you know, closer to 200 by the end of the summer.
I think you nailed it. That's the one. And I also agree that it won't be very warranted because Kirk is going to start week 1, and that should have already been baked in. And the more important info on whether he's going to start in week 3 or week 5 or week 10, that'll be decided long after Best Ball Mania is closed. But yeah, I think you nailed that one.
Running backs. Who are we betting on? Katron Allen, Jordan Mason, hi, James Conner, JCM.
Well, Pat and
I like all these.
Pat and I are head to head here, and I'll tell you why I'm gonna win and why Pat is gonna lose. Katron could very easily end up being a hit this year. I totally see it. Like, it's not like my JCM stance is this guy is unassailably the starter.
Good.
Katron is not the type of guy that is going to look really good in practice. He is we get to the games, JCM's really struggling with the interior runs. Oh, it turns out Rachaad White actually can't run inside the tackles either. We got to figure something out because our run game is terrible despite having Jaden Daniels. Like, if Katron gets there, I think it is going to be an in-season thing. I don't want to mispronounce his last name. Zane what's his Jacob? Do you know how to pronounce?
His name is Zane, as far as I'm concerned.
His name is Zane.
Because I don't want to mispronounce his last name either.
Zane Denani, I believe.
Zane Denani. So he's joining us
on Legendary Sickos, I think, next week or the week after. So
he's doing some really good like aggregation work. And one of the things he has consistently been on, which I have noticed as well, is every time the Commanders coaches say anything about the running back room, it's always Bill first, right? So it's Bill's always first. And the thing that has become really clear is they're going to give him a chance to play on some passing downs. Now, he might not be any good at it. He might not be able to pass block. Like, this is a guy, I think he's got, like, if you include his college career, he's got something like 25 total receptions the last, 7 years playing football. So maybe he can't do it. But it's a pretty simple equation, which is, what do we think is more likely? Bill gets to be a competent, I don't know, who's the most, perfectly cromulent pass-catching running back you can think of? Jeremy Hill,
Josh
maybe?
Jacobs.
Yes. Maybe he gets to a Josh Jacobs, 42 receptions, 318 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns style stat line. Not good at it, but he's fine. And he's definitely a better runner than Rachaad White. And I think that's just going to become super, super clear over the course of the preseason. I think what's ultimately going to happen is we're going to see a JCM rise the same way we saw it last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, 188 from our friend in Western Canada on the JCM rank.
No, that can't be. That must be a typo. There's no chance that's my rank.
I was having fun. Sorry. 188 is not correct.
Let me check what my ranking is.
Let's rephrase.
That I assume. I'm guessing it's
this might be a Rachaad White bit.
It seemed a political statement to me too, Pat. Thought maybe there was something deeper.
My ranking is actually 118. I have 118, which is a tie with Davis. So I assume it's a typo because the 1 and the 8 are correct.
Zach's getting incredibly subtle with his jokes. If that's not a typo,
I know.
Yeah, that's.
I always give him
a great joke. I
always give him the benefit.
It would be a really good bit.
1,088.
I actually regret because I did this morning, and it was sort of due last night, so I was feeling, I was a little rushed. If I had thought about it for a little longer, I'd probably say Jaden Blue, who people are just
really good
so
one.
Excited to get excited about.
We're all trying to find the guy who's doing that.
Yeah. So Jaden Blue is probably a better answer than Allen, but I do think Allen has a pretty good chance to do it before the season, as far as, create that rise, create that excitement. And it doesn't have to do with, the style of stuff that we saw last year from Bill. It's actually kind of the opposite, where it's reports of him playing with the ones, him getting maybe some reps with the ones, him getting reports of this is a reliable guy. When the pads came on, Allen stood out. That kind of reports. And it's dude, this is the starting running back for the Commanders. That's the bull case you're getting. I'm drafting the starting running back for the Commanders, and it cost me a 13th round pick. Great. What a deal. I'm in. It cost me a 12th round pick. So what? Don't care. You could see a big rise from Allen if he puts together the type of camp I think he probably can. And just because of how ambiguous this backfield ultimately is. But, it's one of those ones where if he's good enough to do it, he can really, really rise. It would feel different than Bill last year, but the opportunity is clearly there.
Yeah, I just picked Mason because I think that's going one way. And if anything,
and it's already happening too.
It's already happening.
I was gonna say he's flipped Aaron Jones.
That's a good one.
By the way, I told you guys I was going to meet up with Matthew Collar last week. I did, and I brought up Claiborne, and he's like, "The guy you want is Xavier Scott."
What?
Wow.
No, this is classic. No, disregard it. Come on.
Okay.
Don't disregard it. Don't disregard it. These day 3 rookie running backs have been death.
Well,
for best ball.
No, I disregard it in that I don't want Xavier Scott, with all due respect to Matthew Collar. But what I don't disregard is that if he's saying that, it makes me less.
That maybe Claiborne isn't the RB1.
It also kind of makes me less interested in Aaron Jones. It doesn't really affect Jordan Mason to me because Scott and Mason have no role overlap at all. But if I won't be drafting Xavier Scott. But,
fair enough.
It makes me more bearish on Claiborne. I'll give you that.
I'm not drafting Xavier Scott, but yeah, it's not good for Claiborne.
And that Mason buzz last week did come from a comment that he made on a different podcast, but he didn't really own it. He said that it was pretty much twisted out of proportion and had to answer to it a lot. So it wasn't quite as, high-minded as we might.
So it was exactly as ridiculous as we said it was last week.
Yeah, because he was, being real, and it might have gotten a little bit. Someone got carried away.
Let me defend myself on Keon Allen because I literally just said day 3 running backs are death as I talked about Keon Allen, and Davis also touted a day 3 running back hit from last year. But I do think Keon Allen is not someone actually that I'm taking a ton of right now, even though I am excited about him and do think he has a really good chance to rise. I'm at 6%, so I'm mixing in Allen, but I'm doing it with the acknowledgement that he could be death. He could be a zero. He could be a practice squad guy. He is not pre-training camp someone I'm willing to hammer because the floor on these guys is so low, and it's really easy to dream on them as being something that's going to be a needle mover, the guy you had to have, and they end up being someone who really hurts good teams. And so, I am excited about what he could do in training camp, but at the same time, I'm not taking a ton of him right now. If we got into training camp and Damon Claiborne actually was running ahead, or with Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason and clearly ahead of Xavier Scott, and it was like a 3-way split looking like, I would change my tune. I would start taking Claiborne. It won't be. And I think he's a terrible pick for that reason. But, I would also change my mind. And Allen is a guy where I think he has the potential to quickly change a lot of minds. And that's why he would rise a lot. Because he would move from the bucket of even people who want to believe think he's a high zero risk like me and are underweight. Instead, us going this is one of the dudes. It's the floor is at least he's out there. He might not be a mega smash, but he's a good pick at cost very clearly, and the price isn't going to last.
Well, the main point wasn't Xavier Scott. It was just, remember your Ty Chandlers and Kenny Nwangwus when it comes to Minnesota. Falling running backs, who takes the biggest dive here between now and the beginning of the NFL season? Who did our heroes pick?
Well, mine are directly correlated because I picked James Conner as my riser, and he will be the riser because he's going to be traded for a 7th-round pick to the Detroit Lions and spike Isaiah Pacheco.
Man, great call.
I agree with that. I basically in my mind I'm already projecting that. I only take Pacheco if he's a huge faller, is a total rope protect situation. But I'm not targeting Pacheco at all. Although I must have something wrong in my rankings because I'm 15 spots higher. Well, I market bake my stuff.
You're still behind ADP. It's just Pat and I are really low on him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jacob, didn't give you your turn on Connor. Before.
No, I was glad you didn't because I would have spoiled the next slide. They're one and the same. Although obviously I think there's a decent chance Connor could get traded for a 7th-round pick to a lot of places, including if some team has a running back hamstring injury or Josh Jacobs does in fact get put on the exempt list, or just any number of situations could be nice for James Conner. But I see Pacheco as pretty fragile. And I've had this kind of Babe Ruth calling their shot situation with the James Conner call that I've had for a couple months. So I wanted to poke fun at Pacheco, but I don't know, probably not going to be the case.
Worked. Patriot Pat Henderson?
Call.
Yeah, I think you're going to get more. I actually was, after I submitted this, I saw some Stevenson hype on Twitter and people, being like, this guy, I think actually Zane was saying he's, rates really well in a lot of metrics, which he does. He had a good season last year. I was talking, I think, with Sam Sherman about how, he rates really well in a bunch of stuff last year. My kind of assumption on a player like that is that he had the better season last year does not mean he will have the better season the following year when you look at kind of the larger context of the profiles. But it is undeniable that he did have, Ramondre Stevenson did have a better season than Travion Henderson last year. And he's got a 3-down profile. He catches the ball pretty well. He caught the ball well coming out of college. He's been a pass catcher in the pros. He can pass protect. He can do the stuff. He's reliable in both facets of the game. He's a bigger back than Henderson. He's probably going to get used around the goal line. And I think he'll be seen as the starter in the traditional sense of the word
The preseason snaps
in
are gonna
preseason.
go crazy.
Yeah, in preseason. That it's going to be pretty clear that Ramondre Stevenson is the Patriots starter once we get into preseason. And people are going to react to that. They're not just going to go, well, that's fine because Henderson is the higher upside. No, they're going to be like, why am I drafting the Patriots backup running back in the 5th round? This is stupid. And he's going to fall. I think he falls not a ton because there's a point at which the upside is just like so apparent for Henderson as the more talented, higher ceiling player that you're going to have people kind of price enforce it. And so maybe as the biggest faller, that's how this doesn't work out. But I'm pretty confident he will fall, which is why I went with him. And I think he falls probably into the early 6th on underdog. And I think he could fall to the 6-7 turn on DraftKings because he already goes at the 5-6 turn. I got him at the 602 and a 555 earlier today. So I could see him falling all the way into the, maybe even the early 7th and kind of flipping with what Ramondre's underdog ADP is right now in that early 7th round range where maybe he never flips him on underdog, but you get a DraftKings early 7th ADP that's similar to the current underdog ADP for Ramondre.
Okay.
I think that is likely for the simple reason that I remain confused why this isn't a player that, like, specifically Pat and I aren't pounding the table to draft because he's the kind of player that we normally would. And it's weird that the market has priced him in a way that we've been fading him all year. And it doesn't make any sense to me. And I mean, I know plenty of people who are in on Hendo this year and like smart people, but like who in like the big fantasy is like pushing Hendo this year? Like I haven't seen a lot. Like it seems like most people think he's overpriced. And so I've been confused at how this ADP is held up. And it is falling a little bit already. You see there, he opened at 47, he's down to 52.5. So I could see this for sure.
Was it 2 touches in the AFC Championship? Oh, what a blow that was. I picked Hubbard because I think that goes one way or the other based on Brooks and what preseason sounds and looks like to him. So I like Hubbard. I think if Brooks isn't right, then it goes the other way. But I doubt he stands pat. Dobbins, Davis, anything quick?
I mean, this one is just going to be like we get one report of his foot still isn't fully good to go, right? You get that one. That's absolutely classic. Or Harvey looks great. Harvey's going to be the starter. Harvey gets the first touch. J.K. Dobbins forgot his helmet. Dobbins forgot his helmet, right? Dobbins forgot his helmet, so we got to go. Harvey's the starter. I mean, we all know that the Dobbins stuff is fragile like 9 different ways. And if any one of those, like, it's a 9-legged table, right? And any of those 9 legs gets knocked out. I think Dobbins could be like there's obviously I'm courting some variance there, but I
have
think
the Coleman out. You've got a lot of outs.
You got a lot of outs, dude.
Yeah.
You got a lot of outs. I mean, this is a guy who's never finished an NFL season, is not going to play on passing downs, has competition from a second-year rookie. I mean, I tweeted this to Jacob the other day, but like nothing has signified slappy defeat in best ball contests specifically than giving up on RJ Harvey. Like Harvey,
it's me, you, and Liam, man. That's all that's left on Harvey.
What the hell? Who's the you there?
Well, not you.
Why not me?
The royal you, perhaps?
I listened to an episode of That's Fair in which you guys were like, let's take Rico Dowdle instead of him.
Listen, Sam is my guest. I'm pretty sure Harvey was top guy. I'm at 18%.
I did listen to it in audio form, so I can't confirm who the top guy was. He's an audio listener.
I would be surprised, given drafting with sidekick luck, I would be surprised if it wasn't hard. But
all right,
yeah, he's my 3rd highest drafted running back. I'm at 18% Harvey.
Oh, okay. Well, I think the reason why I thought that about you is I was pushing. Pete was more against it. I remember pushing for Harvey in the main event and getting like not a lot of support from the
Brooks,
and likewise
Brooks is my highest drafted running back. So you ran up against the guy that I think is even cleaner in redraft.
And then wasn't there
Brooks.
like another? There was anyway. But both the drafts that we did, the 4 of us, I felt like I was advocating for Harvey to pick. And we didn't get him, and I knew Davis liked him, so I felt like then in my mind, you and Pete were both. I do like Harvey him, but maybe it was like a specific player that you liked more. It's
that, and I think he's more fun in best ball because it's like, he pops up for 5 receptions randomly. He has he's an explosive player. He takes, he rips off a long run. he's not gonna have like a predictable goal line role, but I think he will score some touchdowns. So, yeah, I'm more of a best ball
I
pick
agree.
than
He is better in best ball.
Risers at receiver is pretty quick and easy. 3 free agents: Keenan Allen, Deebo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, and then Jalen Waddle, who's been covered pretty extensively.
And he keeps going higher. I could Crane, I could see him legit getting to the 2-3 turn where he's been drafted before.
That's why I picked him, because I think I was like, what is different about Waddle between Devontae Smith and Zay Flowers? Like, why isn't he going next to those guys? And I think it's because like he's been in the blue medical tent for too many games, and he's got, he hasn't had the full summer of every single fantasy analyst being like, this guy is a smash at cost. And I think, when we have our say, and we're gonna have our say by the end, we'll get him up there. We'll ruin this. We
will have the final word of destroying our own value wide receivers.
Yeah. You think we'll sit here quietly and draft a great player at a?
You think we won't cut off our nose to spite our face?
I'd rather you think I'm right than win money, and that's why Jalen Waddle.
I will draft Colson Level and Trey McBride.
Yeah, so that's.
I mean, all due respect, I mean Keenan and Deebo are both going to be obvious risers, but I'm the most right about this, right? Like Diggs is going to be a giga mega trillionaire riser.
The only reason I didn't pick Diggs is like I definitely agree if all 3 of these side that he would have the highest ADP, but on a percentage basis, like he needs to increase by the most.
He's going to go ahead of Cortland Sutton whenever he signs, wherever he signs.
Well, maybe. I mean, look, I think that it's funny that Schopp and Davis and I all picked the 3 free agent wide receivers and each just did a different one. I just felt like I thought about Diggs, obviously, and I thought about Keenan. I just picked Deebo because I think Keenan may just not sign, in which case he obviously won't rise in ADP.
Someone in my YouTube chat yesterday, take it for what take it for what it's worth. This could be total nonsense. They said, and I'll quote it because I remember it. It's just a very odd way to phrase it. He said, "I'm very close to Keenan Allen's wife. That already got me the wind horse." But he said he's 100% playing this year.
Well, if that's the case, then I would like to switch my vote to Schopp's answer, because if he's 100% playing this year, his current ADP is nothing. So,
you forgot to read the rest of the quote, which is that, and I know this because he's been out of town a lot lately.
I mean, it is one of those things that could be very easily made up, but like I'm kind of looking for reasons to start taking Keenan anyway, mostly because I've anecdotally observed this. I mean, this is my least favorite thing about best ball right now, but my round 18 guys are evaporating. They're not there, and it can't take T Ferg
because
anymore.
you keep doing videos about them.
Yeah,
be less successful.
Well, the new one is I went to go make a slow draft pick today, round 18. Had him queued up. He was gone. Tyquan Thornton. He was gone. Can't even do it in round 18 anymore. So I kind of need a new.
You've grown
a new
too
round
powerful.
18 guy.
Is it Keenan? Can Keenan be your new round 18
Well,
guy?
I'm looking for it. It's like for a while I was taking Pat Bryant because
here's why Keenan Allen's going to sign with the Chiefs.
I take so much Pat Bryant.
I honestly I have no
sexless one. Oh, we have 2 Schopps now.
2 shows.
I mean, I don't know.
Double the show.
More tariffs.
Oh my god! Get rid of the other Schopp. I like this Schopp better. He talks. No one's frozen.
More international border.
Oh, other show's back. I didn't do
he keeps
that.
coming back.
I didn't do that.
Canadian show.
Canadian show. Every show.
But yeah, I need a new round
Maple
18
Mike.
wide receiver. So maybe it's Keenan.
Keenan Allen to the Colts. Deebo Samuel to Atlanta. Someone always goes to Atlanta.
Well, now they're
Baltimore.
rumoring that Debo's just going to go back to the 49ers. That's the new rumor.
Let's get older.
That would be. I mean, that would be a complicated one for me. I draft a lot of Debo.
Really bad
clean
for
for you,
Pearsall.
wouldn't it?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I draft a ton of
Really bad for
Debo,
Pearsall.
and it wouldn't be like ideal, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, just sign anywhere, and like I'll take it. Like at 165 ADP, it'd be pretty good for me, and then it would be bad for Evans. It'd be really good for me, and then it would be bad for Stribling. Not that like he's even going high enough for that to affect my year, but it would just be fun to like be like at Pat for like an hour. And then like I also don't think Kittle.
I really have no defense on. I mean, once they sign Debo, like my whole scribbling take is that they spent the 33rd pick on him, and they'll probably play him. And then if they are immediately like this guy blows, we're signing Debo, then like you win. Like I don't even need the season. I need to play out. Like you already won. I just have to go like fuck. This next podcast is gonna suck.
The reason why it wouldn't be that clean for me is that like I think that the guy who gets affected most is Pearsall, and I'd draft the
really.
Shit out
I
of
don't
him.
think I made the case. I don't think Pearsall would be all that affected in the sense that like he's. I mean, you and I have probably such different priors on Pearsall to begin with, but I think Pearsall's like kind of just like holding down routes on the outside and would continue to do that. Like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like believe it or not, as the guy who drafts him constantly at ADP 95, I don't quite see him that way.
Yeah, that's I'm like, what does it matter? Like it, but also like is Debo that different than like Kirk or Stribling? Like I think he consolidates that.
Yeah,
like it hurts. I'm not. This is not a defense of their outlooks if they sign Debo because I think he nukes both. But it's really like he just becomes their overall production in one player.
Okay,
and so
I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. It hurts Stribling and Kirk way more from a role perspective. I just mean like if you're drafting Stribling or Kirk and you get nothing out of it, like. You didn't pay that much for it anyways, right. So it's like not gonna ruin your season. Whereas Pearsall and Evans are obviously like in ranges where like a material effect to their outlook matters a lot more because you have to pay real costs for them.
Yeah.
And I do agree Pearsall would run more routes than Debo, and I think Debo would play I don't know, like maybe Debo has a really good year and then Pearsall's only playing in 3 wide receiver sets and there aren't a ton of 3 wide receiver sets on this team with how much Juszczyk plays. Or it's just like, I think Pearsall specifically, like, I think he's good at like being efficient per target.
What are we looking at here?
I have no clue. He's a bag over his head?
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. I mean,
why?
We got rain.
It's just like, what the hell am I looking at?
I put a bag over my head. It has come to that.
Full ain'ts.
Full ain'ts.
I don't even know how to compete with this.
This is what happens when
I
didn't want to interrupt you because you were kind of cooking there, but
that's what happens when Josh Palmer's still on your team.
Schopp has a bag on his head.
Dude, Schopp is like the crowd of the Archie Manning Saints right now. This is amazing.
Full ain'ts.
I mean, like, impeccable point. Basically, I'm just saying that I think Pearsall is really efficient post-target. I think he needs to be scheme targets. And, and like, if he's out there and he's just wind sprinting because all of the scheme targets are going to other players, I think that would be bad. I think he needs to be in a spot where, like, he's getting game planned some targets.
That makes sense.
Thank you, our heroes, for holding it down.
Did our
Fallers.
best.
Davis, we have a match. Michael Wilson.
I mean, he just keeps falling, and it's going to keep falling because we're going to get to – I mean, there's weirdo stuff about – well, I mean, training camp starting, they still have not given Jacoby Brissett like the $1.2 million additional dollars they want to give him. And there'll be some good coach speak about Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Would they take him at 6th overall, Marvin Harrison Jr. went? Fourth overall. So they're going to be like, the whole offense is going to be built around Marvin McBride. We're really excited. We have Jeremiah Love in there. Like, Corain does the show with our guy, Greg, Mr.
Greg Branos.
Coach Speak, Greg Branos. Yeah. Is there going to be one positive Michael Wilson bit the whole summer?
Yes, there will be because they're talking about how he's in the Puka role and they love his blocking. And
yeah, they love his blocking.
Because they love his blocking, they'll keep saying things that role contains, which is blocking, which is what Puka does. And they're going to keep being like, he's the Puka Nakua, meaning the blocking, and people are going to get excited about
the other reason.
There's been a lot of very ridiculous coaches saying certain players are in another previous player they coached role over the years, but is Michael Wilson in the Puka role the most egregious of all time?
Worst of all time is
Tavon Austin Webb. No, Nope. Tavon Austin, Webb back 12 to 24 touches. That's the worst role-based commentary that a coach has ever made. Webb back.
Can we
The
go
web
back? Like,
back.
I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what happened in San Francisco, but did we get like a he's in the Jerry Rice role? Did anyone try that? Did we get Vikings?
God.
He's in the Randy Moss role. Did anyone do that?
I don't think.
Patrick, what you want is a puka roll with some rice and some moss and some wasabi and some soy sauce, and there's your dream.
Dude,
That's your puka roll.
whoever
That's
said
your
that
puka
Schopp's
roll.
edible kicked in is right, and he's cooking.
Puka roll.
The
would
puka
eat that.
roll.
Big roll.
This is amazing. God, I want to order a
man.
puka roll.
And-
What's your
and-
I'm
go-to?
hungry. You made me hungry. Like,
Shope, what is your
Let's
what
leave
is your
aside the
go-to
laughter.
sushi order?
I could eat.
Ooh.
Give me 3 rolls and a side dish.
Ahi tuna, salmon, and then avocado.
Nice. And what's your go-to side? Would you be like gyoza? Would you be tempura, edamame beans,
I think dumplings, probably.
dumplings?
I'm a
Nice.
gyoza
Pork.
guy.
Gyoza. Yeah. I like
a
the
big
shumai,
yam
though.
tempura
Like the
guy.
shrimp shumai. Those are so good.
It's getting late over here.
I'm
I
going to order sushi later. I mean, I know what I'm
sounds
having.
great.
right now.
I'm thinking I'm going to right as soon as we're done.
Puka roll.
Now.
Let's invent the puka roll. Got to have a swirl like the Ram helmet.
Yeah. I put Antonio Williams because Nabers seemed too easy, and Pat just took the low-hanging fruit, and I don't respect that.
Well, no one else picked him, so we're just going to leave him off. The show would have
they-
misrepresented the biggest baller.
I didn't even.
You're all
Sorry,
welcome.
I thought that someone left one off the stream. I didn't realize how Schopp and Davis both picked Michael Wilson. That's kind of incredible, given how many options
Yeah.
there are that you both landed on the same guy.
Yeah,
I think so,
He
too.
was the
Yeah.
obvious one, apparently.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought everyone was gonna pick Neighbors, and I was like, I have to do something different for content. And I just figured, Pat keeps me up to date on all the non-reports that have been happening about my guy Antonio Williams
silence
lately.
Every day, I just send an opening quote and a closing quote to Jacob. Just keep him up to date on all the Antonio
nothing.
Williams quotes.
So he's having a Kamani Vidal-esque off-season reporting period, and I do mean that derogatorily in case that wasn't clear. I at this point, like, they're signing someone. I think probably Diggs, but like maybe Keenan. I don't know. Maybe they even bring Debo back. Crazier things have happened. So I feel like
That feels
probably gonna
quite
plummet on
likely
that.
to me. Like maybe the most likely
Washington.
is Debo just comes back.
It would make sense for everyone, I think. They clearly need another receiver. They need it as clearly as anybody. Because, I mean, like, you could say, like, something like the Falcons, but, like, whatever. The Falcons have Pitts, and they drafted a guy in the third round, and, yeah, they could use one, but, like, they're not going to make the playoffs. Like, the Commanders, you think, are... I mean, Dan Quinn needs to make the playoffs, or he's getting fired.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Yeah, he might be starting Van Jefferson and De'Ami Brown.
Yeah,
What is
so that's how you get fired.
Zacchaeus not available?
De'Ami Brown. Well, Zacchaeus is not available because he's a
Is he
Falcon.
on the Falcons?
Yeah.
That's where he started his
He's on the
career.
Falcons, yeah.
It's a homecoming for him.
And
Do you think
Dotson's on the
Zacchaeus will
Falcons.
have a good year because of like the Odyssey? Like he sounds like he could be a character in the Odyssey.
Oh, that's good.
Theseus's offense. If you chop and change
Right.
the entire
No,
offensive
what-
line,
because what'll
Like
happen
if you were to say like the third in command after Odysseus and
I was worried about this.
whatever Hamish
The
Patel.
Odyssey is clearly bearish. Like, he's going to show up in week 6, but in his mind, he'll have game planned for week 13, and he won't know what the game plan is. He's all jumbled up. He's lost.
It depends on which point of the Odyssey you're in. 'Cause ultimately, Odysseus
Have you guys
is
all seen it
victorious,
yet?
but no.
Odysseus
No.
victorious. He's not Odysseus, though, is he?
Okay,
a crew member.
Surely not.
The crew
He's
member's had a bad
Zacchaeus.
time.
He's definitely like. It's like Robert Pattinson's fourth best friend in the dinner. People saying no spoilers to the Odyssey is something I've never had less respect for. In my
I was
life.
gonna say,
The
did
story
you
has
go
been
to high
around
school?
for like fucking 7 million years? Like,
Turns out our audience are not high school
It's like
graduates.
literally like fucking Triceratops was reading this to the fucking Stegosaurus
You
guys.
can't.
Like, calm down.
this would be like if someone was like, if they come out with a movie called Away in a Manger, and someone was like, no spoilers.
I haven't even seen it yet. So I'm just everything I'm saying comes from Homer's The Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's just you are
So-
mad that I'm spoiling that. Like,
Are there people that say no
Ron
spoilers before we
Stewart-
go to Jesus Christ Superstar?
Ron is in the chat right now saying no spoilers. Ron, our guy Ron is in the chat saying no spoilers.
You know what? PPR Tyler probably is unfamiliar with the Odyssey.
You know what is so great? PPR Tyler could go to the Odyssey and be like, "Holy shit, this story is incredible! I never knew that was going to happen. I didn't know if he was going to get home."
How did Christopher
That's
Nolan
why they
come
call
up
it a
with
Trojan horse.
Wait, hold on, bro. PPR Tyler will get to the point where his dog recognizes him, and I mean that is obviously such a pathos moment that like you read it when you're 12 and you don't get it as much as you do when you're 30. But Tyler would be able to experience that truly,
Yeah.
honestly, kind of jealous. Kind of
Like,
jealous.
learning
of
about the
knowledge.
sirens
One of
for
the
the first
funnier
time?
comments I've seen multiple times
adult?
online have been people being like, it's really corny that Christopher Nolan named the guy's mentor.
Yeah.
It's like, that's where it comes from.
Oh man. Yes, it's so. I haven't seen it
Which
yet.
I'm not
though.
saying everyone should know that that's what the character's name is, but I feel like when you see the movie and he introduces himself as mentor, your first thought should be, oh, that's where it comes from, not what a stupid director trying to be cute with it. Like, use a little bit of critical thought.
Mr. Arch Manning is back.
The Odyssey discourse has been terrible, and Twitter is like knows that I will click on every single take.
Same.
So I have been fed
Yep.
non-stop
Nothing.
takes about why Odyssey will never live up to the legacy of Troy because they cast a black person.
It's my
it's
my entire For You page is nothing but Odyssey rage bait, and it's just like God,
Yes.
they're really getting me, man.
I shouldn't have put any player in the top corner of the right wing slappy, and I should have just put like Elliot Page in the Odyssey.
Oh God, yeah, they know how to get me.
Tight ends. The company I work for is named Odyssey, so best for me to move forward.
Let me just say on Malik Nabers real quick. I do really think he'll fall, and I think he could fall to like the early 6th round.
I don't, Crane. I agree with you. He's gonna fall. To me, I think the line is DJ Moore because I don't think any reasonable person could prefer 17 games of DJ Moore over 10 games of Malik Nabers.
I think DJ Moore.
If you're sure
has a
DJ
good
Moore is
chance to go
washed, you
ahead
just
of-
need to know that the Buffalo Bills are betting a round 2 pick and $40 million that you're wrong.
As a guy clicks him at 56 with Malik Nabers still on the board.
Oh, DJ Moore could have been cut and claimed by the Commanders. Instead, got traded for a second round pick.
Unbelievable.
Well, if you're doing that, at least you know by doing that he's on your team rather than waiting it out.
Yeah.
I'm not defending the
That's true.
draft pick, but
I'd
get
totally
it. Go
given
get
up
your
on
guys.
doing valuable fantasy content today, but I'll make one more good point, which was Jonathan Taylor when he had the very fake injury that put him on PUP. He was 5'6" turn that year.
Yep.
So I think that's probably a reasonable benchmark for how far
I've
Nabers
been
could fall.
using that like that. That's kind of as I was thinking through this. Literally, not just that he went there, but being in the late 5th and having Jonathan Taylor available to me in like the big dog 4 or whatever the fuck I was drafting right before, football in a few days. This is probably like the following Sunday is football and it's a Tuesday, so we're less than a week away from the season, and I'm drafting these teams. He was like, and so he's there. I'm on the clock. Late 5th round, Jonathan Taylor. He's healthy, but there's this holdout situation. They put him on PUB. And I'm nervous as I click. I click, but I'm like, oh God. And that feeling makes me feel more confident that he does fall there. Because once we get closer to the season, and it's like, even people who are in and understand these tournaments are won at the end of the season, we're going to have that pit in our stomach about his health and the fact that he's probably on pup at that time.
Yeah.
Can I quickly tell my late 5th round main event Jonathan Taylor story, by the way?
Yes.
Do it slowly if you want.
In Vegas, live with Louis G, partnering up. I think we picked 11th. Wasn't Cooper Kupp the same thing in that draft for whatever reason? Maybe an injury?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
he didn't fall that far, but yes.
We took him at 3'11",
Get something weird.
and then Taylor at 5'11",
Yeah, wow.
and then got to the end of the draft, and we're flying home in the morning. Here I go. Maybe we had Stafford, and it was down to Tutu, Atwell, or Puka. I'm like, just give me Atwell. I know he's good.
Oh.
That could have been pretty good with Puka on that team. But we took Taylor, and we did great, but didn't win. As you
Gosh.
probably know.
That was a crazy year for late drafts, and that was the only year I've ever been in Vegas and in Los Angeles.
That was the Kyron year. That was the Kyron year when he was still
Kyron
going
year
in
was the Puka
finals.
year
Puka
late.
year.
Oh, okay.
It was
that
also like
okay, yeah.
it was the year after the Chiefs had laid like an absolute egg against the Lions with their receivers, and then like Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney
Yes.
were like plummeting down the board.
Kelsey didn't play.
Yeah, that one was. I had a
That was
Taylor
a
team
fun-
that I drafted in Vegas that year for sure, and it ended up being really good to the point that we were like 4th or 5th place in the consolation bracket, but we didn't unfortunately get him back healthy enough in time.
I saw you that night, but I didn't know you, and I was intimidated because you're so tall. That was
You were intimidated by a guy who couldn't figure out what airport to fly to.
Well, we were at the party.
He's easily
together.
intimidated.
We were at Pete's party.
That was my personal odyssey. Was that I had wound up in LAX and I needed
Spoilers,
guidance
Jacob.
from Athena to
Spoilers.
get back to LA.
Spoilers.
That
I
was
didn't know
a-
I got lost. Come on.
That was a wild bare knuckle that night because of Kelsey, because Detroit won, and a lot, Cooper Kupp and Taylor. A lot of things were pretty scrambled. Tight ends, please.
I love that you've
Can
given
we-
Ferguson the.
Yeah, there they are.
Davis, I had to link arms with you here.
I told you when
how
big
high do
fantasy
you think
football
we could
finds
get?
out.
How high do you think we could get? Like, could we pass Brenton Strange?
My real, yeah. There's what is the difference
getting another
Could
between
we pass Dalton Kincaid?
what?
No.
I don't think he can pass. I don't think he can pass Goddard. So I don't think he can pass Goddard. I think he can get to tight end 16.
Okay, I think anything's possible.
I don't like. First off, obviously we can get the Devontae Adams is injured, Puka is injured, Puka suspended, anything of that nature. We obviously can get Ferguson rest with the starters in the preseason.
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's
unfortunately,
just
the
gonna
starters
happen.
for the way that the Rams do it, unfortunately, that will mean 5 tight ends rest in the preseason.
Well, you know what would
Claire's
be
resting.
No one plays.
The only player who will be
No,
playing
no.
in the preseason will be Jarquez Hunter
have to
and
play Puka.
like a bunch of UFLers.
well.
through the
Think
body.
about this though. Whatever way it happens, we're gonna get Yankee blue skying. It's either gonna be Higbee, it's gonna be Claire, or it's gonna be Parkinson. Obviously, I'd be very surprised if Parkinson or Higbee suited up in the preseason at all.
Claire will play in the preseason for sure.
That
Yeah.
right there, that will get like, I don't know. Who's a big fantasy football guy I can make fun of? I don't know. Like Peter will write in the Fantasy Life newsletter. He'll write, Max Clare played in the preseason while Terrence Ferguson was kept on ice, hinting at larger plans for Terrence Ferguson. All I'm saying is like eventually, like the fantasy footballers at some point are going to have like a dedicated like 4-minute Terrence Ferguson segment on like their Sleepers podcast.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
not
I
enough
agree.
Yeah, I think he'll make the sleepers, talk. And he's an interesting sleeper, but I think to really rise a ton from here, he needs to be seen more widely as the true number 1 tight end for the Rams, because that's like what you're going to be paying for him. You're already looking at him like he's already ahead of Gesicki, right? He's going to pass Freiermuth soon.
He already has.
He already has.
He already
okay.
has.
I was looking at marathon ADP.
You're going to have to
before.
guess. They're going to Australia.
let's see. So I'm pulling up the right ADP now. So he's already past Fryermuth. So Otten, Gunnar Helm, Greg Dulcich, AJ Barner, Dalton Schultz, TJ Hawkinson. Those are the next guys up.
Yeah,
Those
he
are
can definitely pass Otten and Dulcich with no news report.
He will
nothing.
pass those guys. That's happening.
I think he will pass those guys. But to get past like Dalton Schultz
we can
and
pass
Hawkinson, you have to, I think, be clearly the number one tight end. And
the only unfortunate
I don't know
thing is
you
that
get
we
that
won't
in
get
preseason. You're not going to
Yeah,
get
I didn't. When I made this pick, I didn't remember how extreme the Rams are in not playing literally anyone that matters even slightly.
Yeah.
Because
I will say,
if the Rams were like any other team and they played one drive with the starters, Ferguson would be really liable to have like an extremely small sample of routes turned into a percentage to make it seem more significant that would either be very bullish or bearish. Like he would be an all-time of like 5 of 7 routes equals 71% route participation, or 2 of 7 routes equals 29% route participation candidate that like sends his ADP in a delta of 7 rounds. When
They're showing,
and like that's what I had in my head. It was like he runs 5 of 7 routes with the starters. The headline is Terrence Ferguson projects for 71% route participation this year, and like it's just out of the station. But unfortunately, you're right that they don't actually play anyone ever.
they're showing nothing in the preseason. They're going to hide Puka. They're going to hide Adams. They're going to hide this. Then they're going to hide Stafford. Last year he was in a truck all preseason. Then they fly to literal Melbourne, Australia, and play an old 49ers team and win 31-13. Get your alt lines in on the Rams when they show up.
Oh my God, I forgot he's going to have the early game. The last
Free look.
Saturday of FFPC main event drafts when
free
he
look.
goes in the 4th round.
I was gonna say 8th round pick, 7th round pick.
When he has 3 catches for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he goes at the 3:08 in a main event on Saturday.
I know how this sounds, but he's
keep
on
in
half
mind-
my gorillas. I know how this sounds, but he's on half my gorillas.
Keep in mind the last
I
time.
might fly to Vegas if he does
Just for
that.
this.
I might fly to Vegas. Like I'll book my flight on the second
knuckle.
touchdown.
Let's go.
And go draft that Sunday to not take Terrence Ferguson. Just
And I'll fly to Los Angeles.
So the last time my brand was associated with this much of a player and they played the opening game of the season, Xavier Worthy scored a 30-yard rushing touchdown on his first NFL touch.
I feel like you're associated with a player who plays on the opening night quite frequently because it's often the Chiefs.
It's often the Kansas City Chiefs.
I remember walking around that ballroom at the FFPC party with Bills Rams on, the year after the Rams won it, and all I'm doing because of bare knuckle is just trying to memorize kickers. This is not fun. I'm just trying to. I mean, I
That
see
was
all my
the year
friends
that
over here.
that was an
Kyren
all-timer
Williams.
for changing because that was Kyren Williams got hurt on a kick return.
Opening kickoff.
And then Cam Akers didn't play at all after being like a round 4 or 5 pick
Right.
the entire summer.
Benched.
And Hendo had like basically I think like a 95% snap rate practically and then that was also James Cook fumbled and didn't play at all.
That's right. His
Zach
first
Moss
game.
had a far larger role than anyone expected. That that was a crazy one for changing ADP.
And I'm over here trying to figure out which team is Eddie Pinheiro on. Which, by the way, good job.
Niners.
So Jacob, on the main event, knowing all the kickers, we went through the free look kickers, sort of like this.
I got to
That's pretty
bring
good.
something to the table.
Fallers, please.
Well, someone
Like me.
dared me to read the quote on Terrence Ferguson without getting excited, so I did want to just pull it up quickly.
The most recent one is so bullish, it sounds like I made it up.
On what McVay has seen from Stenson Bennett, I've seen tremendous growth. Oh, sorry, not that one.
Didn't even
On
sit up in
Steel
his
Chase's
chair.
impression of Ty Simpson so far, I've been encouraged with all of our rookies, including Ty. No, wait, that's not it. Yeah. I actually don't see that. Greg read a really bullish quote on Terrence Ferguson, which changed my mind a little bit.
I've got it memorized.
Davis has
so I
it
can just
tattooed
do it.
on his eyelid, so if he just closes his eyes, he'll be able to
go
read it
ahead.
off for us.
So this is him on the roll. He sees Terrence Ferguson playing this upcoming season. He says, really impressed, really excited by what he did last year. He can play all the positions we have. He can play all of our wide receiver positions and all 3 of our tight end positions, which frankly to me is basically the key, because if he is just the role he was in last year, then I'm wrong. Like he's still like a fine pick, but is not like a slam dunk. The thing that makes him a really, really good pick is that he can play Parkinson stuff, he can play the Higbee stuff, and he can also play the role that he played last year where he led.
He's just a much better Devontae Adams.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, obviously.
That's crazy. I mean, that's obviously crazy. I think the Ferguson thing, I saw the vision a little bit more on the quote when I understood, like, okay, you're saying this, you think all the Ferguson slappies think he will be the Rams starting tight end, even if he's not maybe dominating route participation compared to like a K dot or whatever, but he's got a deep A dot, he's explosive, he's good after the catch. He's able to kind of be like more like 1A route participation in a great offense. And he's good. That I'm like, okay, I can buy into that. I'm still pretty skeptical that is what you're getting. I think he's more likely to be like the 40% route participation guy,
I was going to say,
45-ish.
Craig, can I actually give you a better sell than that? Can I
Sure.
try and sell you? What if he is year 3 Kyle Pitts, which was the year that everyone was just so sick of him?
What does that even mean?
That's a really good pick where he goes right now. That's a really good pick where he goes right now.
But how would that happen?
I think what he is he's year 2 Mike Gesicki, but we didn't make him an 8th round pick for no reason.
That seems a lot more plausible.
That's the same thing. It's 50% of the routes, but a high A dot. That's what Kyle Pitts was year 3.
What if he's Kobe Fleener?
That's another really good comp. That Jacob, you're in your bag right now.
Kobe Fleener, I think, played more of a full-time role, but I think
Kobe Allen played a lot, but yeah.
Thinking that Kobe Fleener is more like what I was saying before. Like I kind of see the vision. If you're saying you
Kobe
think he's
Fleener on
Kobe
the Saints, Pat.
year 2 Kobe.
Yeah, no,
Fleener.
I know which Kobe.
Well, I meant on the Colts, like where he was like him and Dwayne Allen.
I
thought
you
had
meant
a
the Saints.
big rotation. Because year 2, he had 52, 608, and 4, which is like not amazing, but like you would take that at 188 to the bank.
Wait, what was the line?
52, 608, and 4.
Yeah.
If he does that,
by the
I'm
way,
gonna be
Davis, Kyle Pitts in
even more
2023
annoyed.
had 92% route participation.
Okay, what was the year that it was with
That's why I
Arthur Smith
reacted
where
like
he
that.
trimmed way back? Was that year 2 or year 4? That was year 2. Year 2.
Year 4.
No, sorry. He had 92% last year.
I
He
don't
had 77% in 2023.
There you
year
go.
3, you were right.
That
was
is
the
still-
year
that is
Charlie
still high.
Warner was getting
That is
snaps.
still high for a
He
tight
won't.
end.
He will not have 77% route participation. He won't.
He had 78% the
he'll
year
have-
before as well. So it's like
T. Ferg is going to be like in a year that Davis and I are right, he's going to have like 62% route participation.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that you can be right at this price with 62% route participation.
Okay.
As he moves up, you start
As
to
he
become
moves
less
up.
and less.
Yeah.
Could he be? I mean, here's the most bullish one of all time. Davis, are you ready for this one? He's year 2 Mark Andrews.
Oh, let's go. Yeah. 10 touchdowns on 68 targets.
Little 64, 852, and 10 on limited routes. Not do anything for you?
Jackson,
Unbelievable. You know what?
Jackson
You know what?
led the
I
league in
agree.
touchdown
I'm
passes
sold.
that year.
Terrence
The
Ferguson's
Andrews
the
year.
best pick on the board, and if you don't take him
19?
before round 9, you're a fucking idiot.
All right, can we wrap this up?
Yes.
Sorry, you don't have any thoughts on Evan Ingram?
I mean, he's undrafted and he's probably relevant in a good offense. So, okay.
I agree. I draft him.
I honestly, well, now that you can't
Easy
take
game.
Ferguson around 18, I do take Evan Ingram because there's no one left.
Doesn't feel
Fine.
good. It's him or Michael Mayer. I spin a dial.
Denver
So,
at
well,
Kansas City, Monday night, week 1.
My Kincaid take comes down to I think people are anchored to last year's knee stuff. This year's knee stuff has been a lot more bullish but quiet. And I'm expecting him to have like a pretty normal training camp where they're like, oh yeah, like he's healthy, he looks good. Like, and then that might lead to reports of Dalton Kincaid is still the centerpiece of this passing game.
Oh, please.
I think he will.
I don't think
continue
it's
to be
DJ
the
Moore.
centerpiece of the passing game when he's on the field, but I don't really buy that the route participation limitations are only injury related. I think like it's injury related in part, but I do think he has like very significant weaknesses, and the Bills also love to run the ball, and like I think they like Kincaid when he's out there, and they'll have a role for him, but I mean, Schopp is the expert on the Bills, but I would be pretty stunned if they just showed up and they were like, nope, this year he's getting 90% of the routes. Like he's
No,
our
no,
guy.
that's not what I'm saying though. He was at 63% route participation 2 years ago. He was at 51% last year. He was at 74% as a rookie. He was at 51% last year. Like, I don't need him to be. I don't even need people for him to rise. I don't think we even need to think he's going to be what he was as a rookie in terms of route participation. It's just like get closer to where you were a couple years ago, maybe 65-ish%, and we're good. That'd be a big difference.
I didn't mean that please as derogatory toward Pat. It's just like the Kincaid stuff is just, it's killing me softly. That this team has always been in this spider web of ideas, and now the coordinator behind it is in charge of the whole thing. Knox doesn't come off the field. He gets paid. They had the league's leading rusher last year. The year before that, he led the league in touchdowns. Is it not working? So they have a tougher schedule, which could open up pass catchers much tougher. But I don't know. Kincaid, for me, it was Ken Dorsey, who everybody said is who wanted Kincaid for this big idea offense, and then by week 11, he was fired. And so, I don't know. He's always been a so-called square peg, round hole player. Like, I think you can get this kind of payoff. Like you said, you were kind of implying that round 10 kind of payoff. But I doubt he ends up. When he's on the field, he runs all the routes, and he's number one in all the targets per route run and all that.
And they did a study. Don't forget about the study.
I did forget. I don't know about the study.
They did a study.
Someone did a comment that I was trying to pull up, and then I lost it. But, oh, yeah, don't forget they did a study that said it's a good to play Kincaid.
Is this real?
Bean ran a screener and said he did a study that was basically just like, points per game or points per drive or something with Kincaid on and off the field. And he was like, Dalton Kincaid's like the key to our whole offense.
Well, if he plays a lot, then Shakir doesn't play at all.
So sad.
Josh Allen deserves better.
He does okay.
Yeah.
Fallers?
I just think Kincaid's going to rise on, like, people, I think, view him as injured forever and always injured. And that if that isn't what training camp looks like, then I think he's going to get some hype. But I'm at 11%. I'm not, like, slamming Kincaid right now.
One shy of Keon Coleman for most touchdown catches by a Bill the last 2 years, and Shakir. I'm on Kittle because I think they're old and overpriced.
Yeah, I thought about Kittle. I've said Kittle stuff, but I think Kittle is going to probably play early in the season, and it will see. If Kittle doesn't work out, it's going to be because his return to play isn't great. As far as like his performance, I mean, like what he is when he returns to play, rather than the timeline. I think the timeline's starting to look reasonably bullish.
Does he go to Melbourne, Australia for week 1?
I don't think so, but I think he plays week 2 probably.
Miami at home.
That seems like it would make the most sense.
Davis, you up?
I mean, I don't think
we tied
Andrews
on this one.
I don't think Andrews should be a faller, but I just think that big leg up and big Sanderson are going to be too big to shut down. They, I assume Gretsch is going to agree. Jacob and Gretsch start the new show. They're going to do 90 minutes on Mark Andrews' like diabetic limp that's going to keep him from scoring 11 touchdowns this season.
That
so
sounds more like an ADP chasing segment than a long view segment.
I'll be.
Well, you'll find the show as you go.
I will be Dipperinoing, slurping the Dipperinoing on Andrews, but I expect him. There'll be some like they'll sign some dust ball free agent tight end.
This is where I was going with it. I saw a report that apparently there's been some connections between them and Darren Waller.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. I saw the same thing.
And apparently it's considered by both parties that it might be poetic for him to end his career back where it started.
Oh,
yes.
No.
And then I also think that the Ravens are super live to sign a Diggs or a Debo or a Keenan. And that doesn't
that would not
quite
matter
as
to me.
obviously impact Andrews,
Yeah.
but I think it still would a little bit. Where because right now you can look at them and be like, Andrews is the number 2, but if they sign Diggs, then he's not the number 2, and I think that his ADP is largely being buoyed up by people thinking he is the number 2, because I don't think that many people think he's good anymore. So that's where I went. I think Baltimore brings in someone at wide receiver or tight end before the end of the year.
I can't.
Andrew just put in the chat. I heard
Cheapest-
Minter did a study that Waller helps all offenses.
Cheapest 10 touchdowns you'll ever buy in fantasy football, other than Terrence Ferguson.
Well, you can get Darren Waller with your last pick, buddy.
Yeah, good point.
That would be repulsive, hey?
Crane, by the way, you're a fucking coward for not putting Kalar as your tight end riser.
I mean, what did I say? I don't even remember.
Kincaid.
Yep, strange.
Kincaid. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kincaid.
I mean, I feel like
Strange
Kolar has
fault.
already been the riser. Like the Kolar is not someone I'm trying to have any earlier than I take him. It's more like I think he's
Wait
a fine
until,
pick
dude.
here.
Wait until the Yankee Blue Skies after their first preseason game. Charlie Kolar played every snap with Justin Herbert on the field and ran 7 of 9
Is someone
rounds.
in the Kolar minds? And in a way, I was dragged here by sacrilegious, and I blame him for my for my current position down in the minds.
You might be the face of Big Kolar, even if you don't
I know I
consider
am,
yourself
but
the
I
brain
turn and
behind
I
the
look at-
operation.
as we dig, I'm not leaving. I'm there, but like, why am I there? And it's
Yeah.
Zach, And,
You're like Daenerys when Jon Snow came to mine dragon glass on your island, and it's like you're not sure the White Walkers are real, but you're like, sure, John, like you can mine here, and then all of a
what it is,
sudden
yeah.
Cersei is like, how dare you?
yeah, there's a little. Great.
Never saw it.
Let's not go any further with that particular analogy. we have Charlie Kolar. I know from firsthand experience that he's not gonna rise a lot because people are not into it. No one's into it. I'm barely into it.
So
I'm barely into it.
you know what? It's so true. Like some guys just don't have the
Juice.
They don't have the juice, and Kolar is the
He does
like
not have the juice, man.
we
You might have the
watch-
least juice.
we watch Will Dissly get, I think, like 72 targets in this offense, and people are saying there's no fucking chance I'll do that in round 20. No chance.
Zach, I am like humbly requesting now an edit of Pat as Daenerys Targaryen with sacrilegious on Jon Snow mining the glass.
I really want the Mahomes
as,
anemic
like,
edit first,
me
please.
and Davis are Cersei and Jamie just being like, no, can't let him do that.
Pat is the JD Vance going to take the fall for literally everything Kolar. Oh,
Last
God.
call.
All right.
Wow.
Well, Brenton Strange, you don't care?
Oh,
You don't care
okay.
what I have to say?
Oh, he's gonna fall? How come?
You
I
didn't
think
cover this
this is
yet?
No, I didn't. I think this is my Travis Hunter. The bullishness has to go somewhere, and the Parker
We're gonna
Washington
play 10
is
personnel.
Yeah, I mean Parker Washington is locked in. People are excited. Brian Thomas, I don't think is going to fall. I do think there's like a thing around Strange of not that he will not like literally not be on the field, but like at all times there's going to be 3 receivers on the field who are way better at catching the football than Brenton Strange.
Yeah.
And they drafted a tight end in round 2 and 4, and those guys, one of them will probably look pretty good. Koziol has actually looked better
Really
than Borkature so far, but yeah, one of those guys would be like, I think Koziol might matter by the end of the year. You've got that out. There's a lot of outs for like other people. I mean, frankly, Washington and Thomas have already gotten a lot of hype. Myers could be like you could get some story about how reliable he is. They trust him. He's been so great with Lawrence, some shit like that. And then I think Travis Hunter, a lot of it has been spun as he's going to play more defense. I do think very strongly that he will have an offensive role, and not everyone believes
As
that.
tight
I
end
think,
1.
I think we'll all come, around on that to a degree as tight end 1. So he is going to be directly impacting Brent Strange. But I do think that Strange is just like, it's going to be harder to buy into him as having any kind of upside. Does he have contingent upside in any way? Sometimes tight ends step up when the receivers go down. No. Does he?
Right.
Is he someone who's going to emerge as someone they want to prioritize more? No. He just has really no outs for that kind of upside. And you're getting a cheap Jaguar, but I think people would go, I'd rather get a cheap, insert other offense and let him fall a little bit.
That's pretty fair. I've liked him because I think his routes are pretty safe because he can block, and I like the Jags, but that's a pretty fair case. Like, it's pretty easy to see how Dalton Schultz or like Hunter Henry could get ahead of him on the target tree. He might just be Kate Otten this year.
Yeah, that's a quick way of putting it. Show put it preferred. I just said that. All right, let's go to last
I'm
call.
having a ball.
Shope got Charlie Collar. That's so good.
I
I'll
want
go.
Jacob to go before me. You guys go ahead.
Okay.
I got to go before you. All right.
I would appreciate it if you did.
I'm going
I
to
can do
select. I'm just going to keep targeting the tight end position. Oh, actually, no, I'm not because Pat took him last week. That's brutal. Never mind. You took Stowers. You know what? I'm going to take a boring pick just in case I really need, in case I'm in a battle here. I'm going to take Justice Hill in case I need 4.2 points.
Gosh, that is depressing.
Oh, who'd you guys take from me last week?
Harmon got the pick for you, and he took Keyshawn Booty.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, workable.
I will take, while Jacob thinks, I will take Bobby Lane, 1955 Bowman, BobbyAne. Just
Locked
sitting
in.
around.
Locked in.
Locked
Wow.
in.
What position did Bobby Lane play?
He played every position. It was 1955. But here he is throwing a ball.
That's so good.
Oh my God, that's good. Well, I may as well put my money where my mouth is.
Yes.
I'd called him. He's going to be the riser, so I'll take James Conner.
That's why you had to go before me.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right. Patrick?
Well, I know where you're going to go.
Do you? Because I don't.
You got to do.
If you don't.
Oh, I know where Shope's going to go. I don't know where you're going to go.
Shope, you go ahead because I'm still figuring this out.
I was going to take Connor if Jacob didn't, but he deserved to.
Well, you should take the guy that you put as the big riser that's still available.
Should I?
Who's
Keenan
the big
Allen.
riser?
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep,
fine.
Damn it.
That's fair.
Unironic. Non-derogatory.
Unironic.
That's fair.
I'll take Rashad Bateman and just get something between him and Jacoby Lane.
Does he even count? Is he sub 200 still?
Yeah.
Got
It's
it.
209 in my sheet.
All right. Okay.
You should
there
make
go.
Shope a trade for Elijah Surratt and really just
I would. I'll trade
Let's
you.
have
lock down
trades.
that Ravens receiving
Yeah.
group.
And then they sign for Diggs, and I'm just fucked.
I didn't realize how correlated my last call team was to the 5-5-5 team I drafted with Pat until I looked at the quarterback room here.
That's pretty bearish.
That is so bearish.
Jacob,
pretty
you and
bearish.
Ben. You and Ben. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. New show. It's called The Long View. We have
Hey,
one episode out. There will be
Jacob.
another episode soon.
Do you want me to spend like 18 minutes in Canva and make you guys a new logo?
But I
You asking
love
that?
the
That's a
logo.
thing to
I
say.
mean, to be
On the
clear, I
stream?
love the logo.
Oh, I just thought like, did you guys get that made?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Davis.
I was gonna.
What
literally,
is your feedback?
Pull that back.
Oh, I was just gonna make your names bigger. That's I literally
fair.
I what no I literally just pulled it up earlier and I was gonna make it bigger.
Pat is dying.
I'm suffering.
I was offering my help.
What is this? Curb
were.
your enthusiasm?
That's fair.
This is unbelievable.
No, Jacob and Ben are my friends, and I was gonna make their names bigger.
Kind of a crazy thing to say live, but yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, I won't offer.
Appreciate
it
the offer. I may follow up with you offline on the offer. It's much appreciated.
My beloved aunt.
I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, Jacob.
You guys actually
Well, that
get
got
that
awkward,
made?
but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Tomorrow.
Far and
Do
away
they
the
take
least
refunds?
far and away the least crazy thing I've ever said is to offer to make their names
True.
bigger in the logo.
Just trying to help.
I've said like 19 more incendiary things
On this stream.
on this stream alone. We just insinuated that there's like 19 levels deep of machinations to like a conspiracy to get Charlie Collar drafted by Legendary Upside subscribers.
Did
go
you
back to the
actually
bag
pay
after
for that? Non-derogatory.
Got to go back to the bag after that one.
Oh, man.
You know what? I should have taken Tyreek. Why have I not taken Tyreek yet?
Because I did.
I don't know.
Shope has him.
Oh, really? Have you guys
Oh,
seen
wow.
the videos of him working out? How does that not made ship chasing yet?
Tune in tomorrow afternoon. Maybe it will. You guys have a show tomorrow?
Guy looks good, man. He's jumping and landing on his leg with no brace.
I've done that.
You don't have 19 mutilations to your
You
leg.
don't know that. You don't know that.
I've done that.
All right. I have Connor Rogers on the Odyssey app tomorrow. Sam Panayotovich every Friday. Aaron Schatz on Monday. Then we'll speak again a week from tonight. Anybody else want to? Again, Jacob. Can't wait to listen to you and Ben. I miss Ben.
Yeah, yes, it was very fun.
We got stepped
Excited to
on.
announce that I personally am pretty good with our logo, and quite like the show. So hope you guys tune in. Legitimately very excited.
What are we doing on Ship Chasing tomorrow? Are we drafting?
Are we drafting?
Kretsch is joining us the next couple weeks. I'm not sure if it's
Not
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
though.
He's
It's
joining
not
in
tomorrow.
8 days.
He's joining in 8 days. Okay. I'm actually not sure.
So I don't know what we're doing tomorrow.
We'll figure it out.
Tune in and find out.
Stay tuned.
I did want to. Well, first of all, someone asked what last call is. We're picking players who are going to win win us this game by scoring us the most points only in week 15 to 17. Nothing else.
Yeah,
counts,
someone
so
asked if I had a quarterback week 1, and I was like, brother,
Doesn't matter.
I don't give a shit about week 1.
Pat
right?
won last year without a quarterback the whole time.
And all of these players had to be at pick 200 or later when selected. So that's who is eligible for this game.
Thank you.
But I also wanted to shout out that we have launched the kickstand, which I've teased a few times over the last couple weeks, which is basically the Sidekick Lite. That is, it's got the notification sound, the alert that you're on the clock. It's the tags like teammate, quarterback, bring back, bye weeks, and exposures, which you can customize to be dollar or just percentage, whichever you want. And you have the ability to look at the players using our rankings, ADP, or custom rankings that you upload. It does not have dynamic rankings. That is the Sidekick, but
The kickstand is an all-time great name. That is,
Yeah.
Thank you.
that is
That's
900
unreal.
out of 10. Yeah.
Thank you.
Does it have a logo?
You're really good at coming up with like quippy names for things. Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, you're quite good at a lot of things in this industry, but like I think unequivocally you are the best at naming things in this industry.
Yeah. Kickstand,
Well, thank you.
kickstand is so good.
Well, the kickstand is, it's included in the leg up tier, which is the other key piece here. There's still this leg up subscription level at Legendary Upside, and the Sidekick subscription level. If you were paying for the leg up subscription, you have the kickstand. Just download the Sidekick extension. It's right at the top of the page at leg up. The install Sidekick will get you the extension, and then you're good to go with the kickstand. We'll just detect which level you have. It's still the same 2 tiers that it's been since we launched the Sidekick. Leg up subs just now have the kickstand. If you want to get the leg up tier sub, that includes all the rankings and the articles and the kickstand, and it's $15 a month, $99 a year.
Well, I took the bag off my head just in time. All right.
Finally.
I know. Multiple bags, multiple interruptions. I mean, the Puka roll. You guys talked about the Bison.
This was like vintage ADP chasing.
The Bison, do you
This
know
was
how
vintage.
Do you know how Buffalo got its name? It's not because Buffalo or Bison were ever here.
Is it
Anybody know
not?
why it's named Buffalo?
I've never thought of it before.
No, I don't.
Because it's a version of French for beautiful river, Beau Fleuve.
Oh.
What?
Wow. Today I
cool.
learned.
Wow.
Beau
Fleuve.
is the origin of the name Buffalo for our city.
That is
Wow.
interesting. I should know this because it's the national or the provincial animal of where I'm from. But what is the difference between a bison and a buffalo?
So
I
I
don't think
actually
there is-
learned this.
Is there one?
The bison are what we have here in like Northern America. Buffalo are like the water buffalo, like in sub-Saharan Africa.
Like in the Flintstones.
Well, that I got, but like so you're saying that the buffalo that is on the Buffalo Bills helmet is in fact a bison.
A bison.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because the University of Manitoba, our team is the Bisons, and we have a rich history of bison before all the white people.
Buffalo and bison are distinct animal. True buffaloes, like the African Cape buffalo and Asian water buffalo, are native to Africa and Asia and lack the shoulder hump. So it's that big
I hate
rounded
that
It's a
shoulder hump.
specific.
Right.
It's like saying water buffalo when you're describing a specific type of buffalo.
I hate a
Correct.
shoulder hump. Who
Do
doesn't?
you guys know the origin of the French word buffalo?
Today I learned, Pat.
No, do you know the origin of that word, though?
Oh, no.
No.
Do you?
It originates in Homer's The Odyssey.